section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed this morning. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to Mighty LDBC. Come on in, smash the like button. Share the video. Share the video. Share the video. You know what we are up against. You know what we are up against. Miguel don't like it when we talk about things that Miguel don't like, and his Spooner boyfriend don't like it either. Boo those men! Yo, man, StreamYard stepping their game up. You see, YouTube, this is why we use third-party apps when we go live. They actually write us emails and we take surveys and they say, hey, man, how can we get better? And I say, well, you can give us a soundboard option so we can just upload it onto the app and we ain't got to have, other means plugged into other devices. I mean, make it easier for us. And yesterday, I'll be damned, they added a soundboard on here. Applaud them. But this is my favorite one. This is my favorite one that they gave. They gave us a few of them. I took them off because they also take up space. That's another thing. But I can add some of my soundboards from my sounds from my soundboard on here. But this is my favorite one. Y'all nervous. He put a heartbeat on it. That's funny as hell. Oh, man, they moved around my music. That's so good. Let's do this roll call because I want to get to this. Siriat, salute, good brother. Stormy B-Man in the building. All 3 pages. Go subscribe to Bear Cave Entertainment. That's my 3rd channel. I got 3 channels. Subscribe to all of them. You know what we do? You know what we're going to do? Let's run the numbers up. They put me in YouTube jail for 7 days, and it didn't hurt. I got 2 monetized channels. Let's make it a 3rd. How many subs I got on Bear Cave Entertainment? I have 382 subs, 20 in the last 28 days. I appreciate you. Let's run the numbers up. Let's run the views up. Let's run the watch time up. Let's do it. And I'm going to do more content, more nerd content on Bear Cave. Let's run the numbers up. Let's let Miguel and Jerome know that your spooning won't help you in life. You can't reproduce. You don't reproduce, you recruit. You nasty summer. Shut your mouth. Shogun 76, Anwar Willis, Dal Anderson, 704 Joe, Steve Elder Mac. I got you. I'm gonna make it into a short. I appreciate you. Thank you. Rod Neal, Michael Ray, and salute to Papoose and Gilly and Clarissa. I'll explain in a minute. The brothers UK in the building. Salute. Dion next up. Jim Diamond. Ed Morris. Coach Hudson. Dill Spooley. Don Vaughn. Salute. Kawhi Elliott. Boxing Wiz. Nada 86. Benjamin. All right. Okay. Isaiah. What's going on? Quan Big Guns. All right. Let's get to the smoke. Let's get to it. All right. These 2 fights right here, we're getting close. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about first. I want to talk about Anthony Yarde versus David Benavidez. Popular pick, of course, is David. The monster that he is. The man looking for all the smoke. Much respect and appreciation to this man. Much respect and appreciation to this man. This man dangerous. He's facing Anthony Yarde. Check the resume of Anthony Yarde. For him not to fight David Benavidez would not be in his character. Check the resume, man. And this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Yarde hasn't won all of his fights. But damn it, he showed up. He showed up and he did the best he could. And the man's still dangerous. Del Riv, Delano, Tim Taylor, salute. And Tim, that's where I'm going. Waffle, salute. That's where I'm going. I need y'all to understand, when these cats go up in weight, right? Sometimes they have to make that weight clean. One thing I noticed in the Bostic fight with Benavidez was his power didn't necessarily translate like it does at 68. It necessarily didn't translate. Benavidez, and I say this respectfully, when he's not training, he's overweight. He's overweight. When I saw him at the presser, he wasn't in camp. Do you remember when he fought David Morrell? And they did that the face off, and he took his shirt off, and he was standing there in his trunks. He was about 250 pounds there, and he has what you call a pear shape, because when he gains weight, he gets heavy in the hips. Some dudes get heavy in the gut. You know, he's one of those guys that gets heavy in the hips. He gets wide. Freedom's March, salute. That's not good weight. Now, with science and everything else, he can go up in weight, but he's just not cutting to make 68. All right. He may look better. You may see the abs and everything, but he might be relatively weak. Give you an example. When Miguel Cotto fought Manny Pacquiao for his WBO welterweight title, do you know that he had to fight Manny Pacquiao at a catch weight of 145 for his 147 belt, which is ridiculous? It's ridiculous that he had to do that, but it was business, right? Right. So he had to come in at 145 on fight night. So when you go back and look at Miguel, you may look and say, hey, man, you look at him, he's shredded. You see all the abs. No, he wasn't well. He wasn't well. A comfortable weight by then, right? He was a welterweight champion, but I think he would have rehydrated to like maybe 155, 160 on fight night. He wasn't allowed to do that versus Manny Pacquiao, and the result was he lost. See, people don't factor that stuff in. David doesn't have to cut to 68. He could draw the line at 75 or 74 and a quarter, but on fight night, he could rehydrate. Now, here's the thing. Bostic is also, when these guys are at bigger weight classes, they're also cutting to make that weight. So naturally, guys like Bostic are bigger. Naturally, David Morrell is bigger, but look at the difference in physique between Morrell and Benavidez. Morrell is naturally bigger and more athletic, but he lacked the ring experience to compete with David Benavidez. I remember a lot of us saying Morrell needed a little more work in the ring before he'd be able to outsmart Benavidez, because he couldn't out-hustle him at all. That's all that was. Anthony Yarde is a real light heavyweight. Rock, salute. Kawhi Elliott, salute. He is a real welterweight. I'm sorry, light heavyweight. I'm reading as he says, hold on. Kawhi Elliott says, hold on, Drew. He had 2 broken knuckles, and his dad wanted him to not fight because after he had surgery, so that I'm just reading how he wrote it, brother. His hand was messed up. Who are you talking about? You talking about David Morrell? Who you talking about? Who had bad hands? Educate me, because I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. Just let me know. I don't know. And if I'm reading it correctly, if his dad didn't want him to fight because he had an injured hand of all things, then he shouldn't have fought. If he felt that David Benavidez had a broken hand. Don Vaughn, salute. David Benavidez had broken hand and had surgery to repair it versus David Morrell. That's what you're saying? I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. What I'm saying is Morrell needed more ring experience so he could think with Benavidez on that level. And I know we give the Cuban School of Boxing a lot of props because they're great at what they do, and they might have a billion fights. But here's the thing: who are they fighting? That's another thing. The lights might not get them by the time they fight in an arena full of 1,000 people or so. Yeah, I'm gonna do it later, Insane. I'm gonna do it later. So they're not moved by the lights. They can fight in front of 5 people or 5 million people. They're not moved by it. So it's cool. But what I'm saying is the quality of fighters there. Who are they fighting? We just don't know. So what I did see in that fight was Morrell, he had the talent, he had the natural size. But he couldn't outthink Benavidez. And Benavidez out-hustled. But what I'm saying is, getting back to size, maybe David cutting to 75 is more, it's for 68's gone. Or 68 and then allowing him to rehydrate to where he's comfortable, still a possibility. But now he's at 75. Now when he goes to 75, it was to my understanding that he rehydrated to a $185 or something like that. Whatever he was still about 3 to 4 pounds lighter than Edgar Berlanga when he fought Canelo on fight night. So he's comfortable at 75. But he might not be tapping as hard. And my point is, Ashy Knuckles, salute. My point is, Anthony Yarde is a real light heavyweight. I spoke to him in Tunde when they were in New York. Felix, what up, brother? I spoke to him in Tunde when they were in New York. And when I'm around these fighters, I sized them up. He's for real. He was about maybe $190 right there. But he's in shape. You saw it through the shirt. He's in shape. He's always in shape. BBO, salute. Oh, y'all in NY? If I have a moment, I'll connect with y'all. Now, Insane. Let me say this in reference to that. Just do me a solid. I can't tell you how to feel about all of that. I can't tell you how to feel about all of that. But I'd like to stay away from that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to talk about Junior and Devin in that matchup. I don't want to get into the circus. So I'd like to ask you respectfully. I don't want to do all of that, and I don't know what y'all. I don't even know. I don't know what y'all got going on. But I would like not to do that here. And I'm saying that respectfully. I don't want to get into that. You understand? Because everybody got a lot of machismo going on. We're all men here, and everything is very sensitive right now. And you know, I don't want to get into that. I want to discuss the science. Who do y'all think wins? Why do you think they win? There is no wrong answer until the fights actually happen. And I'd rather keep it there. I don't have no problem with nobody. And to be honest with you, I wanted to talk about this fight a while ago, but it got very uncomfortable. It got very uncomfortable. So, you know, when it gets like that, you got to back off on certain things. And let me go on record saying this. It's DHP all day over here. It's DHP all day. But I don't hate the Normans at all. At all. You know what I'm saying? Tay Jones told me about Brian before a lot of y'all niggas even knew about him. He was telling me about him. Tay was at the gym when I think Tay was at the gym when he sparred Bud. I think Tay was there. He was there. You know, so he put me on to him before he started getting all this shine. So, you know, things happen in between that are out of your control. When that happens, you just got to step away and say, man, all right, just hope it works out. I met them when they were in New York. Everything was cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just that some things happen that are beyond your control, and you just got to just step out of the way and say, all right, man, sheesh. So a lot of it got worked out. Just a personal note to the supporters of the sport, whether you're in my chat or not. I mean, there go Tay. There you go. Yeah, Bud and Hitchison in the say. You see what I mean? There go Tay right there. There go Tay right there. He been telling me about Brian Norman for a few years now. Y'all weren't even talking about him. Tay put me on to him like about 4 years ago. And boom, here he is. You see what I mean? So I'm trying to keep it boxing. You know what I'm saying? All that extra stuff, I really don't want to get into that, man. Really don't. Really don't. So, yeah. I would just encourage everybody, you know, when you're dealing with these cats in the industry, especially when you're dealing with a person and you're talking about their son. I mean, that's his son first. You feel me? I mean, you have to you gotta be careful. You gotta be real careful, man. Rod, what up, Rod? You gotta be, Base Pugilist, what up, bro? You gotta be real careful. Sometimes cats could get real defensive, you know, and you gotta recognize the atmosphere. And sometimes you gotta take the high road and let them know, hey, I'm not against you. I'm just asking a question. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against you. And they may calm down, they may not. Eric H, salute. But you got to understand the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I've had athletes balk, not at me particularly, but I've caught a stray because I was just standing there. You know what I'm saying? I've literally been in a situation where athlete, I said, well, F all y'all media dudes too. And I'm just standing there. And I'm like, well, I was just about to ask homie a question, but somebody pissed him off and now he mad. So it's something, you know what I mean? So, you know, things like that, that comes with the what we choose to do. So, you know, I mean, but I'd rather not, insane, you know, just chill, you know, don't, look, just don't. It's one thing to have a pick. It's a whole other thing to, you know, make it a, you know, a personal situation. And, you know, he's a dad first. And, you know, we all got, listen, the Bible could tell, I don't want to get biblical on y'all. The Bible could tell you a thing or two about ego and keeping it in check. You feel me? Eric Myers, salute. Malcolm, salute. Aaron Butler, my brother, what up? It could tell you a thing or two about getting your ego in check. You just can't. Just, man, y'all ever Oh, Stormy, I greeted you. You was on all 3 pages bright and early when I did the roll call. Hell yeah. You ever been in a situation and it happened so fast? And for some of you, the law has gotten involved. And then when you done calm down and the adrenaline went away, now you're worried about, oh shit, am I going to jail? Oh man, if I'd have just walked away. I've been in that situation plenty of times where I could have gotten locked up. You know what that was? That was my ego. That was my ego. Your ego is your #1 stunner. That's why I tell the young folks, get it under control. That's why all of this banging on the internet, I really don't. I say what it is. I'm like, man, y'all tough behind these keyboards, but I'm outside, man. If you really want to get into a fisticuffs over my boxing opinion, listen to how that sounds. Listen to how that sounds. Really? Imagine waking up 3 days later in the hospital. You had to surgically remove my Tim boot from your ass. Detectives asking, hey, man, you was in a coma. Why would you fight that guy? Well, he said that Tank Davis was gay. Okay. What did he say it to your face? No, he been saying it online for months. Okay. That's why you jumped on him? Yeah. Do you know Tank Davis? He's a family member? Wait, I'm confused. So wait, he says something online? And you tried to fight him in real life? You see how silly that sounds? You see how silly that sounds? Family. Get your egos under control, man. Because here's the headbanger right here. You ready? You see these 4 men? You know they're millionaires, right? And outside of a few people in the chat, myself, Tay Jones, yeah, I don't know any of these dudes. They don't know you. So why would you gangbang with somebody on the internet? I used to look at soccer fans. Shakira, salute, Queen. Young Rick, salute. I used to look at soccer fans as the dumbest fans on planet Earth. They would have riots over there in the UK. There's a movie called Green Street Hooligans. Syriac, my brother, salute. Green Street Hooligans. If you never saw it, look it up. Rampage, what up? Green Street Hooligans with what's his name from Lords of the Rings, the kid that played Frodo. He's in that movie. That wasn't soccer. Those dudes were gangs. Wasn't a true story, but it was like kind of like true to life. I said, man, the Knicks and Bulls rivalry ain't get that serious over here. Lakers Celtics ain't get that serious over here. DOG, salute. DOG, he over there. Overseas. He you know. Bing, bing, bing. I'm online and people are gangbanging over fighters and they're not even related to them. These fighters don't even know these people. It's like, yo, what are y'all doing? Stop. I'm all for an intense conversation, but Jesus Christ. Once it gets to I'll slap you or you wouldn't be saying that if you was in front of me, man, calm down, man. What is wrong with you? What happened to laughing and joking and drinking a beer and just talking shit? Somebody gonna be wrong, somebody gonna be right. Put the sport first, man. Stop, man. Cut it out, man. Ain't that serious. So anyway, what I was saying about the weight with David, it's just math. When guys go up in weight, they might not be popping the same. Mook, what up, Mook? Jersey. Yeah, Jose, soccer games. One time I got a little curious, but I said, I better not go. Something pop off. I'm wearing the wrong color. Andrew 100, salute. Yeah, you see? Andrew, you see what he said? UK soccer fans, some of the most racist people on planet Earth. I heard, man. I heard. I'm good. I pass right by it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm at an age where I just want to be away from stuff. I don't want no smoke, man. Don't put me in a position where I got to defend myself. Don't do that, because it ain't gonna work out for you. And I ain't trying to do all of that. Anyway, David, I'm sure he feels great at 75. I'm sure he feels great rehydrating to, I don't know, maybe he rehydrates to 190. But what I'm saying is Anthony Yarde, if you look at his physique, he's more natural at 75, and he might walk around as heavy as Benavidez, but in better shape. Basically, what I'm saying, y'all, is that on paper, it's easy to pick David Benavidez. But do not be surprised if Anthony Yarde gives this man problems, if not beat him. To me, this is a 60-40 fight, but that 40 is still 40. It's still 40. It's still 40, man. Bud says Yarde stopping Benavidez. Wow. Now, here's why I would lean towards, the reason why I'll give him a Benavidez a lot of leniency is that Yarde been in some wars. He fought Artur Beterbiev. He fought General Zod. And he was in that fight until he wasn't. Zod punch hard. He does. But I want y'all to go back and watch the KK Kovalev fight. He was in that fight too. He really was. But KK Kovalev has some experience, man. He did. He just had some experience. But he was kicking his ass at one point. Now, me and Stormy was talking about what it is to be a dog last Sunday. Anthony Yarde is a dog. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. Yeah. I see you, Abel. And I thought about that, but I ain't want to mention it. The Lakers and Kings, that rivalry in the West Coast, I was hearing some things. I had some people out there around that time, and they weren't a fan of neither, but they were like, yo, they out here banging. I said, over the Lakers and Kings? He said, yeah, man. Yellow versus purple? He said, yo, that's straight beef out here. I was like, damn, Tay-Tay, good morning. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. So yeah, Anthony Yarde is a dog, man. Anthony Yarde is a dog. Aaron says Yarde not better than Andrade. Here's what I'll say. You know why I would pick Anthony Yarde over Andrade? I know what you mean stylistically, but this is where Andrade hurt himself. Compare the resumes. You see that? And again, Yarde didn't win all of his fights, but he fought some killers. I don't like Sergey Kovalev. I do not like Sergey Kovalev. But at one point, he was the best light heavyweight in the world. And I hated to admit it, but he was. He was the crusher. Indeed, he was. He was, and I hated that. But it was honest. It was honest. I would pick Anthony Yarde over Andrade. Case in point, Andrade's last performance was against Benavidez, and we haven't seen him since. What's up with that? Meanwhile, Yarde got he got Kovalev work, it didn't work out. Then he got Benavidez work, it didn't work out. Now he getting there with Benavidez. Tim Harmon, salute. It's a possibility. I'm gonna open up the panel. I want to get y'all thoughts on it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Chaz Bleak, salute. Anthony Yarde's a dog, and in some cases, let me just paint this scenario for y'all. What happens if David's high punch rate declines like around round 8 if it gets that far? Let's say Anthony Yarde is still there, where under other circumstances another fighter would not be. Got to remember, this guy, he's been in there with Kovalev, because Kovalev was a puncher, y'all. He's been in there with Benavidez, and it didn't work out. But this kid has enough ring experience to compete. Now, what happens? What happens if it's round 8 and he's still there? And Benavidez was just normally high punch rate, hit him a couple of times, but he's still there. Can I ask y'all a question? Is David Benavidez a dog? Be careful. Yes or no? Is David a dog? D, what up? Mac of the South, my brother. Makai, what up? Jose says yes. David Benavidez a dog? Bud says yeah. Kenny _ in the building. Shop usual suspect 6. Those are the brothers right there. Messenger, what up? Says that Mook says hell yeah. Shelter says he's a wolf. Okay. Tim says I think so. That's the popular thought. Here's my assessment. I'm going to tell you I don't know. I don't know if he's a dog. You want to believe it? Yeah. He looks really good whooping ass and stopping people in the high punch rate, walking forward. How many times he been hurt? Main biker, salute. There you go. There you go. Is he a dog or a bully? There's a difference, family. There's a difference. Ricky Hatton was a bully until he got his shit punched in. Mike Tyson was a bully, but what happens when you hit that nigga back and hurt him? I'm not talking about just fighting him. Razor Ruddock was fighting him. Bone Crusher Smith was just fighting him. Evander Holyfield hurt him. Buster Douglas hurt him. And every time he got hurt, what happened? There you go. I'm going to tell you I don't know. Walker says he definitely got hurt in the Morrell fight. I saw him get caught in an exchange and stumble. I don't think he was hurt. I'm going to go back and watch it again. I don't know if he was like hurt. I'm talking like, look, Floyd Mayweather was hurt against Chop Chop Corley. Floyd Mayweather was hurt versus Shane Mosley. Floyd Mayweather was hurt versus Zab Judah. Floyd's a dog. I know that Anthony Yarde is a dog. David Benavidez is a bully. And I'm saying this respectfully. He's a bully. But you know what I know about fighters like Anthony Yarde? If you don't get the job done when you got him out, He's one of those guys that'll come back and snatch it from you. And you see Kenny? Yes. And I don't understand that, because that this brother's in shape, but sometimes brothers just, I don't understand it. It's like Caleb Plant. Always in shape, but late in the fight, it's like, what's going on? What's going on with that gas tank? I don't know. So is this going to the cards? Popular thought will say no. And they got Yarde getting stopped. Now, could the previous fights against Benavidez, against Kovalev, could that catch up to him? Gooder says muscle mass. Possibility. Now, could those previous fights catch up to him? And with that, I'll say, this is not the fight where previous damage should catch up to you. This ain't it. Because David has a high punch output. He's not a one-shot, one-hitter quitter. True Boxing Night salute. Black Jericho. If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. Gerald, what up? He's not a one-hitter quitter. He swarms you. He punches you so many times you feel like you're getting jumped. My assessment, like I said, 60-40. You lean towards Benavidez, but there is an element of danger here. See, now you're talking. Okay, now you're talking. Yes. So like I'm saying, a popular pick is David. It is. But Yarde has tools. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. Anthony Yarde's best moments in this fight will be between rounds 1, of course, and round 7. If he can do enough, I don't see him stopping Benavidez at all. But okay, it's boxing. Disclaimer: anything can happen. It's boxing. I think he can. I think he could get a big enough lead in this fight. If he can bag 7 to 8 rounds, right? And if you see something, go for it, of course. But if he's clearly won a majority of those rounds, by the time we get to 8, and David has to get out the hole, with him walking forward, he could make a mistake. So if Yarde is to win this fight, it'll be by I think he could build a big enough gap where he could win by UD if he's gonna win. If If it goes 12 and he loses, it's gonna be UD definitely Benavidez. Ain't gonna be no split decision. Somebody's gonna shine, somebody is not. But Anthony Yarde's best moments are gonna be between rounds 1 and maybe 7. Okay, man. Man, I really want to hear what this. Okay, you got time to join the panel, or you at work? Because I'm about to drop the link. So I definitely want to hear what Kay got to say. Yeah, he's gonna have to keep, and that's another thing with these bullies. When you put them on the back foot, they look a bit confused. Now, I will say, I think that Dave. I want to believe that Dave is smarter than that. I want to believe that Dave is smarter than that, but we've never seen it. And that's going to lead me into the Brian Norman situation. There's a link, ladies and gentlemen. Please, come up here, be respectful. Let me make sure I pin it on all 3 of my channels. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Bear Cave Entertainment. That's my 3rd channel. When you're a content creator, you got to have multiple things happening because Miguel's been on fire lately. Yeah. Mansa Musa, salute. Yeah, man. I think that David, and that's the thing with bully fighters. They'll have a gear and you won't know it until they're forced to see it. You feel me? So yeah. Brother man, salute.
What's up, Drew?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Educate us, man. What you got?
Oh man, I'm gonna sound like a David Benavidez fan, but at the same time, I've watched Anthony Yarde before I even knew who Anthony Yarde was, and I thought he was American before I heard him talk. Same way when I thought Canelo was a white guy before I found out he was Mexican. Yeah, but no, Yarde is a dog. You know what I'm saying? And I like Yarde, but at the same time, you know this, Drew. Muscles, you need a lot of oxygen to circulate through that.
Yeah, man.
So I'm I'm not trying to say his gas tank is flawed or somebody saying that it could be debunked, but you got to think about it. I've even seen this guy in training. Like, you can see him taking big gas to air because you have to carry that. So in this fight with David Benavidez, what I've known from him, he's a bully, yes. And he's a bully when he's able to bully you. But at the same time, I think that kid is a dog because you hit him, he's going to hit you back. You have to keep hitting him. He's one of those guys, you're not going to hit him and try to devise a plan and just try to outbox him. He's going to be like, bro, if you hit me with a grape, I'm going to keep coming. So you have to really hit him and be intentional when you hit him. Yes. And I said this with the Dave Morrell fight. I said the only chance Dave Morrell has in this fight, he's going to have to make Dave go backwards. And if he can't make him go backwards, he's not going to stop the damn train from coming forward, because as soon as Dave gets coming forward, it's somebody off of mute. As soon as Dave starts coming forward and your output decreases, his is going to grow. His is going to grow. You know what I'm saying? So you can hit him with the kitchen sink. And I've sparred guys. You hit them with the kitchen sink, Drew. If you can't consistently hit these guys with the kitchen sink, they're going to keep coming.
Yeah, man.
So you can hit them hard, and I've dropped these guys, hit them, busted them up. But if they get back up and they're still pressing forward, you're like, man, how much more do I have in the tank to keep throwing this sink?
That's when. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's when trainers have said, in my situation when I've been in there. And I'm like, yeah, I know I punch hard, but there's been a few times where I've hit a motherfucker and it's like, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And coach be like, all right, well, he ain't going nowhere. What do you know to do? Just box. And normally, depending on the person, eventually those punches weigh them down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna tell something. I'm gonna say something that people, it might shock some people. Mike Tyson wasn't really a one-hitter quitter.
No,
he really wasn't. He was a fast, sharp volume puncher, and he would catch you right in these spots, and it was explosive. George Foreman was a one-hitter quitter. A one-hitter quitter is, I see this punch coming, and then when it lands, it's like, wait a minute, what just happened? And you hear 5, 6. You're like, oh shit, I got knocked down. The fuck? I saw it coming. Yeah, that was George Foreman. Thank you, bud. Ernie Shavers was like that.
Mm-hmm. Lights
you know what
out.
I'm saying? Mike wasn't like that. Ricky Hatton wasn't like that. Between the people screaming for Ricky and his work rate and walking forward, it looked flashy. But what happened when you put that bully on the back foot? Ricky Hatton was not a dog. he was not a dog because as soon as he started getting his ass kicked, he folded. All he had to do was fight him back. What I'm saying with Benavidez is, I know he's a bully, but is he a dog? I don't know. I don't know if he's a dog. I could say that, but the reality is I don't know. Now, again, now Kenny, let me ask you. Do you agree? Because it's just my opinion. I don't know everything. Do you agree that Anthony's best moments to win this fight is between rounds 1 and 7?
I would say his best chance to win this fight, he's going to have to step outside of himself. How many people have we seen go like start distributing work to David's body? Not a lot of people.
Not a lot.
And Yarde is more so, I see him headhunt a lot. He might touch the body, but he's back up to the head. He's searching. He's going to have to do something different to have that opportunity, because if he comes in as a headhunter and Dave notices that, it's not going to be a lot of punches, because I've seen, you know what I'm saying, the defense of David, everybody said he lacked the defense. He was Frankenstein, but I'm watching, he's being more so Perry-like with the catching. He's catching more of the punches. Yeah. So if his chance is going to have to be the body, and it's going to be anywhere from 1 to 12. And he can have that opportunity at any spot in this fight if he starts distributing work early to the body, so we can see the monster stop pressing forward. If you can slow him down till you can get him going backwards, I don't think it's going to be something he's going to hit David with that's going to discourage him. I think that kid will bite down and say, well, shit, hit me again. You're going to have, like, David Benavidez is one of those guys, I think you really have to knock him out. It's not, you can beat him up, but you're going to have to really knock him out and stop him from coming forward. So if he doesn't do that in the first 3 rounds, and if Dave is still coming forward, I'm not going to give him the 7 rounds like you're saying. I'm giving him up to 3 rounds. If he's not doing that going forward and Dave is able to still press, that you're going to see a decline. You're going to see a decline in the output, because it's going to be, that's a psychological thing. You start psychologically, you like, bro, I know I hit that guy hard. Why is he still coming forward? Now your corner is saying you have to throw more punches, and you like, how? No,
that's real shit. Yo, the variables, man. And you see, family, this is why we got to see this fight, because also Yarde could bring something out of David that we never seen before. That's what I'm saying. If David has another gear that we never seen, oh Lord have mercy. What if he crazy? How crazy would it be if we're around 5 and Dave starts hopping on his toes like Larry Holmes and shooting out a jab? And Anthony be like, yo, we ain't trained for this. The fuck is this? The unknown, man.
Hey, Drew, and I know a lot of fighters say this at the end of fights. They be like, yeah, you still ain't seen the best of me. I'm waiting for somebody to bring it out. David says that, and I think, but depending on who he's in there with, we have yet to see the final stage of a lot of fighters.
Yes, you know sir.
And I think Dave is still kind of one of those, because now I'm more so comfortable at this 75. Like, nobody, like, he's not going back to 68. He's been powerlifting. He's been trying to get himself more so acclimated. He's not going to develop more power, because anybody that sparred Dave, they say Dave.
Okay, you there? Dave, fellow, we lost connection. Let me read the super chat right quick. 85 Sports Talk, salute to you, brother. He says, salute to the chat, to Drew Titan. He says, I think David is a dog. Just go back and watch the rounds for the Morrell fight. He got hurt and kept going at it. Yeah, I will go watch that fight again. Somebody got YouTube playing in the background. Just mute the YouTube. Just mute the YouTube. I'm gonna go to Delano, then Coach, then Best Pugilist. Delano, salute, brother. Good morning.
Brother, how you doing? Morning, brother. How you doing, man? How's it?
Doing great, brother. Doing great. What you got, bro?
Channel, man. Yeah. I agree with you that 157, but I think that if Benavidez doesn't get on him early, I think Yarde could give him a lot of problems and could probably squeak the win out of him. I think if Yarde actually had an American trainer, he would probably be more unstoppable, because I don't think he's getting the best out of his skills with the trainer that he got. That's my personal opinion about that.
Okay,
But
so you think Tunde isn't the guy for him?
yep, I don't think he needs an American trainer. He needs somebody like Barry, the guy from DC, something like Derek, like Andre Ward's old trainer, that gets the best out of his skills. You know, because I see like even when he fought Kovalev, he was in the league, but he gassed out. When he was fighting, what's his name, Benavidez, you know, he couldn't switch back to boxing, you know, because he could have won that fight. But there was just certain things that an American trainer would have told him to do that he could have squeaked those fights out. So he needs an American, I believe he needs an American trainer there. Especially the European fighters, they don't go to the body a lot. If you watch them, they're usually headhunters. You understand? And a lot of them don't go to the body a lot, and their footwork is not as much as an American fighter. That's my opinion.
Well, it's a possibility, man. Everything you're saying is to be taken into consideration. Coaching, I don't think you can coach him into a better gas tank, and that seems to be the ongoing theme this morning as far as the gas tank is concerned. So I don't know. You could be right. It could be a coaching situation. I see the brothers in the chat saying that an American coach can take it to the next level. Brother Mikhail, he says Yarde doesn't spar. I didn't know that. Anthony Yarde doesn't spar. I didn't know that.
That's coaching. That's coaching. You know.
Man, hold on. I gotta put you on mute, brother. You got a lot going on in the back. You can hang out for a minute though. Coach Eddie in the building.
Salute, Drew. What's going on, brother?
Man, we chilling, man. It's a beautiful day. As soon as we wake up out of bed, it's a beautiful day, man.
Absolutely. God bless it, man. Yeah, I've been talking about this fight. I'm stoked for both of these fights, man. Me personally, I got y'all winning this fight, man.
Oh, wow.
I got y'all winning this fight, and I'm gonna tell you why. Yarde he got an underrated defense. So Yarde has a lot of wrinkles. I mean, he don't get a lot of credit. He only lost really top level opposition. But Yarde has shown the ability to box off the back foot. He kind of stays in that Philly shell sometimes. He's able to catch and parry shots and use his shoulders. He got big shoulders, so he's able to use those shoulders to roll a lot of shots. He's a tough dude also. We hadn't seen anybody put David on the back foot. Yarde has the ability to put David on the back foot because when things aren't going Yarde's way, he seems to start muscling guys like he did Lyndon B. Arthur. He has the ability to put you on the ropes and keep you there. And when you try to slide out, he stays right there on top of you. He uses forearms, uses shoulders. And if you watch Yarde, he throws a double left hook to the body, to the head. He'll come with an uppercut. He'll come with a looping overhand right over the top. David's going to be there for that. Because David, he's not, in my opinion, he's not a great counterpuncher. He's either offense or defense. His defense, he'll shell up. He has long elbows. He'll come in the high guard. He'll cover up a little bit, let you shoot your shot, and then he'll shoot his shot. He really don't punch in between shots like that. So him covering up, we hadn't seen anybody with a sustained body attack to David's body. That's one thing we hadn't seen. Also, you got to remember that David, most of his marquee wins are against guys who were coming up from 54 and 60. David Lemieux was a 54-pounder. Demetrius Andrade was a 54-60, moved up to 68. Kyron Davis was another 60-pounder. Ronald Ellis, another 60-pounder. Everybody that he's beat the brakes off of, he's bringing them up from other weight classes. And he's beating them down. And we've seen him when he fought Morrell, which was another 68-pounder that he brought up, that came up with him. You know, he didn't destroy him. He won the fight, but he didn't knock him out. He didn't demolish him. Same thing with an aging Voshnik, was able to take his punches and leave him with a softball size knot on the side of his eye at the end of that fight. And Voshnik didn't even look like he was punching that hard, but he was able to lump David up. So David's going to have to be careful, man. Yarde has that one punch power that can change the fight. You know, he that overhand. You watch, he has a nice little right overhand that he sneaks in, and he does good body work. And I think the experience, just going the distance with Lyndon B. Arthur, be like, oh, well, that guy ain't nobody. Well, he's a guy with a decent jab, about 6'1", 6'2", that tries to move around, that can box a little bit. The experience with Kovalev, the experience with Beterbiev, that's going to serve him. This is his third title shot. You're going to get a highly motivated Yarde because he knows this is it, man. And with the money that's in play right now, in this boxing game right now, money is a huge motivator. A win over David Benavidez puts this brother in another tax bracket, man. You talking about generational now, if I can get a win over this guy. So these guys have to be careful. When you're at the top of the game, you're going to get the best version of that guy. Yeah. And I'm just telling you, I see a path to victory for both guys, but I'm leaning towards Yarde. Just for those reasons.
Yeah, man, you broke it down. And see, that's the other side. That's the other side people aren't paying attention to, man. Everything you just said, those are the intangibles that people either just don't talk about or don't know any better. Everything you said about him bringing people up, my goodness, man. This is something to watch. This is why I'm stoked for this fight, man. Look, Dad says he got Yarde in 10. Yo, I'm saying 60-40, but it's not beyond thought that Yarde could actually pull this out based off of what Coach Eddie said. Best pugilist, you up, good brother?
Yo, peace. What's up, brother? How's everybody doing?
Yes, sir.
In the chat. Yeah, I kind of I'm leaning towards Yarde is a super talented dude, you know, really, but there was a brother that was speaking when I first came because I had to step away for a while, take care of some of my daughter, but was a brother that was speaking when I came back on, and he was talking. I kind of was going with his breakdown of how pretty much the fight will probably go, for the most part. Yarde, you know, like I said, he's a talented dude in many ways. You know, I actually thought when I first was seeing him, you know, I was expecting him to really make some serious noise in that division. But he tends to burn out later in the fight a lot, you know. And then once he does that, you know, he becomes a lot more susceptible to things. You know, at the end of the day, man, when it comes to boxing, man, it's just the old adage, and it's going to always apply. Them styles make fights, and I just think when it comes down to it, Benavidez may be a bit more adaptable, you know, contrary to popular belief. Like, right. you know, I think a lot of people tend to say he doesn't do certain things as well as he actually does. You know, like you know, I watch him beat somebody like my man Demetrius Andre, who is my dude, damn good boxer, man. Like you know, people must underappreciate how slick and good a boxer he is, man. That's to be able to handle him in the way in which he did, it's quite impressive, man, to say the least. So, like I said, I think I'm tending to I like Yarde. He has some ability. He has the potential to pull it off, but
yeah,
I have to agree with that brother. I tend to lean towards you know, Benavidez in this particular instance, you know. But I expect it to be a good fight for as long as it lasts, though.
Yeah. So I mean, man, that's another. If it's gonna, if it goes in cards, it's not gonna be a split decision. Somebody's gonna win you, but you know, I
agree.
Belief, is this thing ain't going to the cards, man. This thing,
I doubt it.
Yeah, this was the night that or the day that when they were all in New York promoting this event. And shout out to Town Biz, man. He's the one that got me the credential, man. Go subscribe to Town Biz. That's my brother. And I went in here and I got busy and I ran into Tunde and Anthony Yarde. And what it was. It's the brother Tunde right here. My brother Tunde in the building, man. Welcome back to our shores. You know what I'm saying? Second time. Your second time? Yeah. Waiting to talk to your boy? Yeah. Tell me what you got, good brother.
Wonderful, man. I can't wait, man. This is, you know, A lot of people complain nowadays. They don't get the fights. The fighters don't take the fights.
Yes.
Anthony Yarde has proven over and over again. He's fighting and has fought the gangsters.
Yes.
The gangsters. Let's talk it how it is. These are the gang. Kovalev going to Russia, fighting a guy with over 300 amateur fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anthony himself only having 12 amateur fights.
Yes.
Then fighting another killer with 100% knockout ratio and giving him, in my opinion, to this day,
toughest
the hardest fight.
Yeah.
And so the way I look at the Benavidez
Hold
fight
on. Do y'all agree with him?
Yes.
Y'all agree with him? He just said that Anthony Yarde was Benavidez's toughest fight. Y'all agree with that?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, until the Bivol fights for sure.
To that
I
point,
would say that up until the Bivol fight, maybe.
Yeah, that's why I said, yeah, until the Bivol fights, yeah, definitely.
This was after the Bivol fight too, but he, Tunde,
And that's a no.
insists that was his toughest, And I thought about it. I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to challenge him on that or anything. You're not there for that. You're there to let the brothers talk. You know what I mean?
But Drew, what does he mean? Like tough or difficult? Because I don't think it was tough like he was getting like beat up and like beat up, but it was difficult because he was being outboxed and outperformed.
Right.
So,
I went back and I watched it. And, sometimes you can get, detract because the fighter lost and the way he lost. But could it be that Benavidez was fighting harder versus Yarde than he was against Bivol? Because he was trying to trap Bivol. He just couldn't do it. But Yarde was actually fighting with Benavidez. So to that degree, would that make the fight his toughest challenge? How do y'all view that?
no, because you're there to get hit.
and
I can
Dewey
hit
heard
you.
him.
I
heard
can hit
him.
you.
And Yarde heard him.
Yeah.
Yarde actually heard him. Yarde actually heard him a few times.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
Yarde
did.
heard him, stunned him, heard him, yeah.
like in preparation, the thing with Ant, he's had to actually learn. And I thank Jose Benavidez,
That's my phone camera, by the way. That shit good.
senior, and his son David for taking this fight. Because this is a dangerous fight.
He can spoil it. He can spoil it.
This is a dangerous fight.
Now,
Because
now, there's been a lot of talk about how Turkey's conducting the business.
How the hell did I keep the camera so still? Oh, I had it on my chest. That's what it was. And yeah, damn, this is some good shit.
As far as ring size. Okay, first of all, is he fighting in the 18 by 18? Do you know?
those details have not been finalized yet.
Okay.
What we do know is the contract has been signed.
Yeah.
And when we go in further along the negotiation, bring inside a cover man, and we'll fight in a phone box. When we went to Russia, the ring, the rubber, I kicked off. They prepared us knowing that we wasn't training on that kind of surface. But Ant still almost caused the upset, and so, but now we're, as you say, more experienced and we can look at these things in more detail.
I asked about ring size. That is very, very important. And they had to have it ironed out by now. So I still don't know. It was an 18 by 18, 20 by 20. I don't know. Because Yarde might need some room to work because it's David Benavidez.
Okay, so I know you like his chances. In fact, I know you can't say I don't think he's gonna win. What do you need to do exactly to offset what David Benavidez brings?
Well, it's never, for me, it's never like that. It's like I say, knockouts are determined by who's standing in front of you.
Right.
How do you know? Deontay Wilder had the wildest knockout ratio in boxing. He couldn't knock out Tyson Fury. Mike Tyson, wildest knockout ratio. He couldn't knock out Evander Holyfield. Couldn't knock out Buster Douglas. Guys, he never had that knockout ratio. So it's hard to look at another opponent and say what has he got to do, because you really, you know, when you're in there, you're feeling certain energies. You might want to throw a hook and you're questioning yourself. You're not throwing that hook.
Yeah.
Because you know a counter's coming.
Right.
All I can say is that Anthony will be prepared all around the board, as Floyd says, all around the board. And I can't wait for it.
Well, he definitely, there you go. They're going to be right
The
here.
cameras in these
Anthony pulled up.
Anthony, yo, I was just telling you, you got the tools, man.
Yeah?
You got the tools.
It's too killers, isn't it?
You done fought the killers,
I
man.
heard him talking about left hooks and that. Tell him what I said.
Man, listen, you got the tools to upset everything in here.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you, how you gonna do it?
You have to wait and see. That's my answer. Try the whole thing. Wait and see. That's it. I understand you want clickbait for your channel and stuff, but this is my career.
No.
I'm not saying
Don't really. No. I get it. You don't talk about what's in grandma's pot roast. You don't talk about it.
You don't talk about the cinnamon in the special ingredients.
No, you don't. You leave that alone.
You don't talk about the cardamom.
You don't talk about it. You leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? But I like it. You confident. You're not bothered.
Yes.
All right. I was just asking him about the 18x18 bullshit.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, real boxers, that doesn't matter.
Bro, he's not moved by any of this, you know what I'm saying? He's been under those lights already. You feel me? He's been under those lights. He's not bothered at all. He's very relaxed. And as a matter of fact, yeah, Jose, I ain't even want to get into that. Fury cheated. I ain't want to get into that. I just let that go. And see, that's the part of being media. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta hold your tongue with a lot of stuff. You gotta hold your stuff, because I wasn't there for me. I was there working. And y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother Town Biz, because he's the one that got me that credential. You know what I mean? Sidebar, that same day, I stood right next to Benavidez. They have him listed as what, 6'1"? No. I'm 6'2". And, you know, maybe the floor was uneven or something. I was like, hey, you ain't no 6. What? I don't know, you know, I don't know. Maybe it was, I had on sneakers and, you know, he had on shoes. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. And I was like, he not 6'1".
Taller or shorter?
Yeah, I think he was more like about 5'11", 5'10".
Oh,
Dang. You know? Wow.
Yeah, because I was like, I stood right next to him. And I'm looking at him. I said, nah, 6 feet, 6'1". No.
Yeah,
and
they got him listed at 6'1", I think. 6'1", 6'2". Yeah.
Not K. If you stood next to him, you would totally get it.
Yeah, and I'm 6'2", yeah.
Right. I'm like, nah, this dude is not 6'1", bro.
Okay.
But because he wasn't much taller than Andrade when they faced off. You look at him, Andrade was about 5'11".
Right.
You know, 6 foot on a good day. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't towering over Andrade.
6'1" when he had some salt and he had some water in his feet retaining. That's about it. But I was like, maybe the floor uneven. I don't know. But I was standing right next to him, but he got swarmed, so I didn't get to ask him anything. I mean, the people started talking in Spanish and shit. I said, oh boy. I literally got like avalanched out the way. But I was like, shit. I said, man, he's not. It's not no shit. And another thing, he had on a suit and he was wide in the hips. So he's been eating, you know, and I don't like, it works for him now, but as he gets older, he can't be doing that. He's going to have to stay on or close to weight for the rest of his life, man, because you're not young no more. You can play with that weight thing when you're young. But when you get older, you got to be around you know, I would recommend, if I was a trainer, don't get no more than 7 to 8 pounds from your goddamn competition weight. Don't do that. Marvin Hagler never did that. You know what I'm saying? He never did that, man. I need to be walking. When you need to walk around, I need to see at least 4 of that 6-pack. Because I'm not trying to have a fat camp. You need to be ready all the time. How hard is it? You should be doing cardio every day. Cardio and ab work every day. Not to the point where it hurts, but just enough to keep your muscles in tune with what's going on. I don't like these dudes. You fighting at 47 and you walking around at 205. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Andrew 100 says, I'm 6'8", 370. You need to come over here and play for the Giants, bro.
Facts.
We need all
your brother, brother Drew.
Yes, sir.
I think if David allows, I think like I said, the experience that Yarde has gained, even through the losses, if he allows Yarde to conserve his gas tank. And what I mean by that is I call it remaining dangerous. If you can stand in front of a guy and stay dangerous and pretty much dare him to come in, and when he gets close to you, you shoot some hot and sharp down through there to get his attention.
Right.
He can take that volume punching that David does and he can cut it in half. That's one key. That's one key to beating a volume puncher is you take his attribute away, which is throwing volume. So Floyd Mayweather was great at it. That's how you beat a volume puncher. You cut his volume in half. Now you took something away from it.
You think, Anthony, you think it'd be a good idea to try and jump on him early?
I would say the first 3 rounds, Yarde, I'm on the back foot. And I'm trying to catch him with sharp counters. I've tried to hurt him a couple times. I'm not going to try to jump on him because, like I say, the knock is I gas out later. So if David allows him to make it a boxing match for the first 3 rounds, keep it nip and tuck the first 3 rounds. You win 1 round, I'll win 1 round. You win 1, I'll win 1. And then pick it up in the 5th, 6th, 7th. Start trying to press then. Start trying to inflict damage then. But keep it tight early. Start trying to, get some respect, of course. But I'm just saying, and see, test the waters. I believe that David, if you put David on the back foot, he's a different fighter. I'm telling you. Because he doesn't slide back conventional. He kind of walks back. You watch David's feet, he walks back. He don't slide back. He don't keep that back foot in the back where he can shoot that shot. He walks back and you can push David around. Yeah. And Yarde pushes guys around, man. He'll push you, physically push you. He'll shoulder you. He'll bump you with the elbows. You know what I'm saying? He'll hold you in places and keep you there, and he'll hit you with some good shots, man. So I just think the experience is going to be there. And if he's able to hurt David at some point in time, which is more than, he's more than capable of hurting him, we got a good game plan. And like I say, he sits in that shoulder roll, man. Go back and watch. Y'all to sit there in that shoulder roll, he'll parry a lot of shots off the elbows, off the shoulders. So you're really not hitting the guy clean. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting. But that's the key. Make David fight at your pace. Don't let him get in the rhythm. Don't let him get that engine running. And then you got to switch it up. And not only that, let's talk about inspiration. We just seen Terrence Crawford pull something off. That inspires fighters. Performances inspire fighters. And a lot of people gain a lot of inspiration by what Crawford was able to do to Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So he showed different tactics that you can use in fights to help you along the way. So
let me say
that's why I'm picking David.
The other side to that is we talk about inspiration. I don't think David wants to be a mark in the shadow of what's going on or what went on with Canelo and Bud. Okay, that was David's looking at that like, yo, that was my moment. He didn't give it to me. He's probably looking at it like, man, I cannot mother effing lose. Because Canelo lose and I'm losing to this guy who has these losses, and the optics are gonna look bad. So David is fighting for his own integrity in boxing that night too. So both of these men are gonna bring it, man. This fight is not being talked about enough. This fight is not being talked about enough, man. I like this. So let's switch gears.
Drew, if Yarde wins, is it an upset?
Huh?
If Yarde wins, is it an upset?
If he wins, is it an upset?
Do you consider it an upset?
To me, no. To the boxing world, they're gonna say it's an upset, but to me, no, because of the conversation we're having now. Even if David wins, we can all agree that it's not gonna be an easy night.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I don't think if he wins, it's going to be, typical of what people felt was going to happen. If he loses, I'm not going to say it's an upset because we are talking about all the intangibles. And if he does lose, it's going to be due to things the possibilities that we're discussing on this panel. So, I don't think it will be an upset at all.
Can I get in here, Drew? Can I get in here, Drew?
Oh, you go ahead.
Well, I got David Benavidez winning, and I got him winning on 3 different reasons. And one of the reasons is there's a blueprint to beat this guy. There's 3 different blueprints to beat this guy. When you have a blueprint to beat somebody, all you have to do is follow those blueprints. That's all you clearly have to do. Take something from this guy, take something from this guy, and take something from this guy. Well, what people are failing to realize is this man's been stopped before. And once you're stopped, that takes a lot out of you. Like, nigga, you got stopped, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no game plan to stop David Benavidez. David Benavidez does pretty much a lot of things right. You know what I'm saying? So 85% of the fight, David Benavidez does majority of the fight right. When you got a dude that's been in here with 3 losses, per se, the dude that he cut over the eye and he couldn't even get him out of there. You get what I'm saying? He had the Bivol, my mouth ain't moving the right way. That guy, like, you had his eye cut and you couldn't get him out of there, which shows you lack what they call power. Because that dude was cut bad. You could have been welling on that cut. And you know what I'm saying? You didn't do that. That shows low IQ. That man was pressuring you. That man was putting paws on you, and he stopped you. You know? What happens if David say, you know what, nigga, I'm about to put this on you. I'm about to just put this on you. You gonna shell up, bro, because you did it before. You've lost before. There's game plans. Niggas can game plan on how you lost. So that's a flaw in itself. And let's talk about the gas tank. Well, we ain't got to talk about that because I don't think it's going to go 12. But if it does end up going 12, now we think we looking back like, hey, this dude got 3 losses. This guy right here is an up-and-coming fighter. We can put more money behind the Ecuadorian / Mexican guy. You know what I'm saying? He did pretty good during the fight. So you know how the judges are. Man, let's go on and give it to David. You get what I'm saying? Let's go on and give it to David. This dude already lost. You get what I'm saying? So he's behind the gun on that as well. And then it's just like, you hear a lot of people talking, you get what I'm saying? But they fail to realize you can't game plan. You can game plan for somebody like Benavidez, but what's going to be your style? You're not faster than him. You're not more skilled than him. You may have more power than him, but what you going to do if you can't use that power? What you going to do? I mean, you got a nice physique. Cool, you got a nice physique, that's right. But physiques ain't never won in a boxing ring. I ain't never seen a dude come in there with the prettiest physique in the world and win in the boxing fight on just your physique. You got to come fight. And you just don't push it like the dude Benavidez pushes it. Then we're talking about coaches. Every time I look up, this dude got a different coach. Is he rocking with the same coach that he was with? I'm sorry, y'all. Is he, okay, we're gonna turn the gummy bear. Is he gonna be with the same coach that he was with in his last fight, or is he gonna switch it again? Is he gonna go back to Derek James, or what's really going on? And I'm gonna leave it there because I gotta turn the gummy bear. All right, thank you.
No doubt, brother. I'll tell you what, I think I could get him with this jump rope though. I could get him. That's the only thing I could beat Yarde with. I think I could get him with the jump rope. I think I can get him. I think I could get him. But
you got to aim higher, Drew. You need to go challenge Andrew Tabiti. Can you beat him? Can you beat Tabiti?
Hold me down. I got to answer this phone, Kay. Hold me down. Hold me down.
I got you. Anybody got anything else as far as this Yarde and Benavidez fight before Drew change gears?
Yeah, I got one more thing to say. I got.
Everybody else go on mute for me. Go ahead, champ.
I won't be surprised if Yarde gets a knockdown.
You say Yarde get knocked down or Benavidez get
No, he's gonna knock Benavidez down. I won't be surprised.
I can see Benavidez getting dropped in this fight. But
yeah, I can see that. I can see that coming.
I see it with David. It flips a switch. Like I said, everybody earlier was saying he's a bully. I think that's what flips the dog switch when he has to face some kind of adversity. You hit him a little harder than he's used to getting hit. And like I said, Yarde, the champ that spoke earlier, he said Yarde has been hurt, been dropped, been stopped before. And that's true. That's a lasting, you know what I'm saying, a lasting feeling, especially if something triggers that PTSD in the ring. So if that happens, like I said, it's a matter of time. This is gonna be a damn good fight. If it goes 12 or if it just stops at 5, like I said, we're gonna have this might even supersede the Haney and Norman fight with the fight of the night, because these guys there's gonna be fire out the gate.
Yeah. Hey, Delano, you got a lot of noise in the background, brother.
Oh, excuse me, but I'm driving. I'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, just go on mute and until I get to you. Yeah.
I got Benavidez stopping Yarde in 9 rounds. Stopping him.
Possibility. Let's go to Devin versus Brian Norman. Well, I'm gonna go to y'all first. I'm gonna start with all right, I'm gonna go in order. I'm gonna go with Delano first. Your thoughts. Who wins? Why? You come off mute, brother. You there?
I think he said he was gonna come back because he was in some type of area.
Oh, okay. All right. So KG.
Oh man, he had to come to the bad guy first.
Well, give it to me, man. There's no wrong answer until the fight happens. So
Yeah, and that's correct. I'm gonna tell you this. And I told Brian Norman Sr. this himself. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with him, and I told him this seriously. I said, I like this fight. I said, and if I had it like the way the perfect world operates, Drew, Devin Haney could win this fight hands down. You know what I'm saying? Like he could completely outclass and outbox Brian Norman Jr. And I was telling Senior this, and I said, bro, I got Devin outboxing your son. And he was ready to take offense, but I said, like anybody else, I said, you got to hear me all the way to the last damn sentence. So my problem with Dev, everybody and it's a thing that when somebody says something against Dev, everybody calls it looks at it as hate. I'm like, it's not hate. It's like it's criticism. And Drew can tell anybody on this panel or anybody in the chat that I'm going to call it down the middle, however I see it.
Yes, sir.
I'm a guy that came into YouTube saying Tyson Fury was going to beat Deontay Wilder. So, like I said, I'm one because I look at the X's and O's based off of what I see inside of the ring. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to this fight, Dev can be a masterful boxer, whether he's moving, whether he's just damn stand behind the jab, and I can see that happening. But my problem with Dev is I think Dev has mental lapses that he wants to either appease the crowd or he chooses to get into that fight that Bill Haney said that's why he got him into boxing, because he was always getting into fights. And I don't think this is the fight that he wants to get into an actual fight with. This is a fight Dev is going to have to maintain 36 minutes of, you know what I'm saying, like straight mental. If he's going to have a longer jab and outbox, he's going to have to outbox Brian Norman Jr. But my thing is, and I told Senior this, I said he's going to outbox him to the point that Junior is going to hit him with something, and Dev is going to do one or two things. Dev is going to say, that's it. And then he's going to get into a fight with him. Or the latter. That punch is going to do something to Dev that slows his movement down. And that's when the fight turns on and Brian Norman is now into the fight. And I said, if it turns into that, I don't see the fight going past 6 rounds. So, like I'm saying, it'll behoove Dev to stay in the boxing mindset in this fight, because the kid is heavy in both hands. Whether he's plodding around or whether he's able to get up on his toes that people say he lacks, if he does that, we seen Shakur Stevenson fight Zepeda. Zepeda threw almost 1,000 punches. And Shakur still got hit 200 plus times. Devin Haney is not going to be able to avoid not getting hit by this guy. So if something triggers and he says, oh, that's all he got in his hands, and he gets into a fight, I think that's where we lose sight of it actually being an outclassment. And then Dev gets into an unnecessary fight. he needs to keep it boxing. And that's my advice to Dev. But if Brian Norman catches him, I think that's when the switch turns on and Dev is going to be, you know what I'm saying? He's going to have to look to hold, or he's going to have to learn something in this camp as far as fighting on the inside, having to maneuver or something, because if he doesn't pick that up, this kid, I got this kid can bust him up. And I really don't want that for Dev, but I believe this kid can, because anybody he's fought that hurt him, he turns on the dog when he gets hit. So if he gets hit and Dev can't hit him with something that's respectable to keep him off of him, I think Brian Norman is going to like he's going to beat on Dev to the point that somebody may have to save him. And I hate to say it that way. Dev needs to keep it boxing, pure boxing, for 36 minutes.
Salute to the Cali Enigma in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He says, I'm doing what everyone else does, including David. I'm rooting for my people. I like David. I'm riding with Yarde. Devin is from the soil, East Oakland, baby. Salute, Cali. Go subscribe to my brother Cali Enigma to get that political awareness, things that are going on, the inner workings of the country. You know what I'm saying? Very important channel he has. Go subscribe to Cali Enigma. That's a interesting take, Kenny. For real, man. It's real. I'm gonna go to Coach Eddie, man.
I'm sorry. That's how I see it. I'm sorry.
Hey, man. We here for the truth. We here for the truth. We ain't knocking nothing. We here for the truth. Coach Eddie, your thoughts? You're on mute, brother.
Hey, brother Drew. I'm at Home Depot right now. Can you catch somebody else and I come back?
I'll come back to you. Insane. Yes, you up?
Right to the guy, man. You know, I just heard what everybody was saying, but let's just talk about logic now. The fact is, Brian ain't never been in there with a real dog. He's been in there with poodles with no pedigree. That's what's going on. When he said, oh, yeah, he riled and comes back. No, you ain't been in there with no dogs. You ain't been in there with no Lomachinkos. You ain't been in there with dudes off 2 different steroids. You ain't been in there with world champions. You've never done these things. You've never fought a world champion. He's never had anybody that can push him to the limit. And Brian Norman has went the distance with 6 people. Two no contests. That means Brian Norman has hit these guys, and they said, that's it? Brian Norman has problems with fighters. Let's talk about Randall. A guy that can box, not even on the level of a Devin Haney, because Devin Haney is light years away from Quentin Randall. You get what I'm saying? And he went 10 rounds with him. So let's not act like this man got dynamite, so when he touch you, you're just falling. Or you just lumping up. That's not true. That's not going to happen. Another thing, he has no defense. He jumps and lunges for his punches, kind of like the Joe Frazier up jump punch. Yes, he's kind of twitchy, but feints can stop that. All you have to do is feint him to death and then knock him out. Like he's very beatable. He has I heard a person say Devin has lapses in his fights. No, what happens is I believe Devin overthinks. And what he does is he say, okay, I'm gonna do this, and he might miss a step. He may miss a step, but then he'll circle back around and do it. So now let's go in here and talk about what type of fight we gonna have, how Devin Haney's gonna have. I believe Devin Haney's gonna fight 4 different fights. In the beginning, I think Devin's gonna box. This is the first 3 rounds. I think he's gonna look like maybe Sugar Ray, maybe Sweet Pea. That's what he's gonna look like from the first 3. From there on the 6th, I believe Devin's gonna step to him and try to beat on them ribs the way we know Devin can beat on them ribs. This is i.e. the Lomachenko fight, because he's gonna take all them experiences that he had in all those different fights and he's gonna bring it into this one. See, what we fail to realize is as boxing fans is this man can have 10 different fights in one fight. You cannot prepare for that. You can't prepare for that. And another thing about Brian Norman, who can you bring into your sport to bring to spar with you to emulate Devin Haney? You can't. You're not. Shakur's not coming in there, so you're not going to be able to emulate somebody like Devin Haney or the styles that he does. So say, oh, I want to prepare for the fight that he had with Ramirez, his last fight. Hell, Devin can come in and fight you how he fought Loma. This man got different dimensions. You cannot prepare for that. Why Devin can bring in sparring partners that's just like you, because you really have no skill. You're really just a power puncher that has no IQ. And then let's talk about the lights. You never been under those lights. Those lights get to people. You know what I'm saying? Though I respect your career, you haven't fought anybody. You're not getting in the ring with Jin Sasaki. Devin Haney is not Jin Sasaki. He's light years ahead of Jen Sasaki. He's light years ahead of anybody that's on your resume. And honestly, Devin could just outbox this dude, but I got Devin stopping him in 6 or 7. Why?
Yes.
Because I think guys like George Kambosos can come in here and outbox a dude like Brian Norman Jr. I believe Lomachenko, if the same size as him, embarrasses this guy. So we bringing that resume and that experience into the ring, and I got Devin. My last thing is this, and I'm gonna leave on this one. I got Devin Haney stopping this dude in 6 or 7 rounds from him doing something stupid because he can't play mental chess with Devin. Because this is a chess match. This is a master chess player in here with a dude that's playing checkers that don't know the floor yet, that don't know the game. That's what I got, Drew.
All right, well said. To add, like, just to spark some thought. When Teofimo Lopez fought that fella Nakatani, that tall Japanese dude, I mean, Tio won that by the skin of his teeth, and what he was left with was saying, "Hey, man, I'm not fighting no more tall fighters." I mean, you want an honest Teofimo Lopez, you catch him after a hard fight like that, like Sandor Martin. Do I still got it? Loma got in there with Nakatani and smoked him badly. Smoked him. He beat him like a drum, and it was crazy. So, you know, the triangle theories don't necessarily work. Now, I just want to throw that out there. I'm gonna go to best pugilist next. Your thoughts?
All right.
Delano, go on mute, bro. You got a lot going on in the background.
All right, bro.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. All right. I like Dev a lot, but all my years of boxing, man. And this is I've been in the sport 46 years, B.
Yes, sir.
As a fighter, both amateur and pro. Currently trainer, coach, manager. And it's an old adage, I'm gonna always go twist the styles. Now, Devin, technically, when it comes to the boxing aspect of the game, he could do most things. But the one thing that he can't do is probably gonna be to his detriment in this fight.
What's that?
He was developing it early in his career, but then he especially particularly when he's working with Mayweather Sr., fighting from the inside out.
Explain
See,
that.
as a fighter,
Don't know.
you have to be able to fight from the inside out, meaning that
Great point.
when you are a good boxer like him who can step around, use your legs. Any great boxer who can use the ring, at some point you have to have the ability to turn shots under to fight your way out. Even if you don't stand there and slug with the guy all the time. Now, he was doing that, the last fight where he was doing that decently, which was against Linares until he got clipped. And then he reverted back to his athleticism. Because he's a super athletic dude. That's why he can move so good. Because of his athleticism. But the way he was fighting, go back and take a look at that fight against Linares. Early in the fight, when he was stepping to him, it was going against his nature to do it. But he was doing it well until he got clipped. And once he got clipped, a fighter going to tend to revert back to their natural gift, which in his case is his movement, his athleticism, his quickness, and his speed. He could outbox most people from the inside. That was the one area I've been saying for years, that if he had that down pat, nobody could beat him. Any of those guys from 135 up to 147, I don't think could beat him, had he really mastered that part of his game. Even doing little things like I teach my kids, all of them. When you're sitting in the pocket on the inside, You teach him how to do what they call a shoe shine.
Yes.
All right, they call it a shoe shine. You teach him, and on the shoe shine is simply it's rapid body punches to the body, and you pull out either with your left hook or a right hand. Now, most commonly you see it with a left hook, but it can be done with a right hand too. But also, what it does is it gives the boxer the ability to touch that body to just make the other guy think, even if it's just for a split second. But once a guy gets confidence in that ability to do that and learn how to do it decent enough, he'll later be able to sit in the pocket more and throw a little bit more body shots. Prime example, most recently, Floyd Mayweather could do that. You understand? Although he could move real well, he had the ability to do that and then step out, left or right. Sugar Ray Leonard could do that. You understand? Could do that. They can fire when they want to, but because they had the ability to do that, they could also sit in the pocket, catch and fire shots on the inside to the body too. And that's the one weakness I'm worried about in this fight for Devin. Because Devin gonna probably be outboxing him early, just from the outside with his speed and his reach. But at some point, he's gonna have to, because Norman gonna force him to have to fight. Because when Brian Norman was first starting to really come on the scene, I watched a couple of his fights. And I was like, he's a tough kid, you know, strong. But then I started realizing that his skill set was a lot better than I really thought when I really started to examine him. And another thing you have to add is that when a fighter wins a title, it's a saying that a guy automatically gets 15 to 20% better. And I seen that development in him in that last fight when he fought the Japanese guy. Like his confidence level and his IQ, like you can see, like he knew exactly what he was doing and what he was trying to do. So it's going to be interesting how this fight takes place, to me, more based on what Devin going to do. Like that's going to be the thing. Like, cause I seen a brother I can't remember the brother's name, but he was saying, what if Devin stepped to him? I think that would be the best thing for Devin early in the fight, to try to step to him, to try to establish some kind of, I'm going to say dominance, but to establish a ground of resistance against him, and use his quick jabs, and he got to let that right hand fly. You know, when he working behind that jab, he moving it around, he got to let it fly. And don't just look to move back. Don't just look to move back with his legs when Norman firing back. He need to block some of those punches, parry some of them punches, shift some of them punches, slip some of them punches, and fire back to get this dude to respect him a little bit, because he's really fast. But if he can do that, he got a chance of really taking the fight. If he win the fight, he'll win it by a decision. You understand what I'm saying? So if it go to a decision, more than likely, if he's doing those things, he can get the decision. But if he's standing there and he's not firing, like if he even momentarily gets distracted by what Norman does and doesn't let his hands go, he'll probably get stopped. So right now, I got the fight about 60-40. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, like, I've seen one guy, he was like not giving Devin no chance, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna give him some chance, because the kid is a talented dude, man. But I just want to see if he can put it together. I'm going to see if he's not shell shocked, because he, you know, from like what happened with that terrible ass debacle bullshit that happened against Ryan. If he could overcome that, he might could put something together. And one thing, let me say this one last thing. The fact that they took this fight speaks volumes to me. It really do. It speaks volumes, because this is a dangerous fucking fight. Just because Norman ain't necessarily a superstar dude like that, this is a tough fight for his first fight at welterweight. But the fact that they taking it and they seem so confident is definitely making me give him a chance. So, You know, right now I'm leaning like maybe like 60-40, you know what I'm saying? Norman, but you know, it wouldn't surprise me if he could pull it off.
No doubt. Let me give a little bit of a little look, a different look at it before I go to Brother Cortez and then the Brother Enoch. And I know we don't do triangle theories, but there's something to be discussed as it pertains to history. How I see this fight, I see it 70-30 for Haney.
Okay.
And this is no shade to Brian.
Nah. You can't shade him. That boy was undisputed lightweight champion, so it ain't no shade.
Right.
It's never no shade with somebody that good.
Here's why. We're talking about Brian's power, and I told y'all, Brother Tay Jones told me about this kid 4 years ago. You know,
Yeah.
I think the story was Tay was sparring with him, and Brian Sr. said, "Yo, I just want you to, I think, use one hand or something." And Tay said, Brian Jr. hit him with a fucking jab. It was like, what the fuck? Just use one hand. Him with the kid hit hard, man. So I knew about all of this.
Yeah, we had him on the show with Kyle. Yeah. We had him on the show back in a couple of years ago.
So
he had him on the show.
He's official. Like, you know, I believe everything that Tay told me. You know, I believe he whooped Tank's ass in sparring. He dropped Bud in sparring. I knew about all the stories. I didn't.
He's solid.
About it. You know, this kid is for real. You know. With that being said, I think as far as ring experience, you know, I think Devin got that. Devin, he been through the fire. When we talk about dog as it pertains to a fighter's mentality, Devin got that because he had every reason in the world to quit against Ryan Garcia before we even knew what the fuck was going on. But he kept getting up. He kept getting up. So the dog is there. Is there any psychological damage? I don't think so, but people like to say that.
I do.
I just said the Ramirez fight, he just wanted to get through it unscathed because he wanted that Ryan Garcia smoke. Ryan is the one that backed out of that. So the kid is in a controlled, angry state, and he does have something to prove. He's fight prove by doing what he does best. I think that, his chances are being slept on. I think that his power is being slept on. I think that this might and don't, you know, this might be a situation. I want y'all to think, some of y'all are young. This might be, and it's a testament to history. I remember a fighter by the name of Jeff Lacey who was knocking over trees at 168, and Showtime loved them. They was like, oh, this is the new lighter version of Mike Tyson. And he called out a guy by the name of Joe fucking Calzaghe. And they his ass over there, and you didn't even know it was a suicide mission until the fucking second round ended. And I said, oh my God. And I was one of the few people that said, you know what? He ain't ready for Joe because Joe's different. Man.
Yeah, I don't think he was ready either.
And he
at that time
he was too slick. And I said he breaks his hands in every fight. Sounds familiar? I said the guy breaks his hand almost every fight. He throws slapping punches. He broke his hands because he didn't punch correctly, but he did enough to get respect, and he did enough to keep the volume up. And I said, this is not a good fight for Jeff. In fact, Jeff should keep winning here and force this guy Calzaghe to come to America. He didn't do that. The stupid ass promoters bit the bag, and then they fucking sent Jeff Lacey over there, and he got fucked up, and he was never the same since. You know? So I'm not saying this is going to be a replica of it. What I am saying is I don't want y'all to forget about what happened when he went up to 140 and faced Regis Prograis. That was a dog-style fight, and Devin's chinny and pillow fist. What's he gonna do if he can't keep Regis off him? Man, Devin dropped him in the second round and almost killed him in the 10th. And then saying, "Hey, man, this kid is just better than I thought." Yeah, and I think that Devin is a lot better, and he got more dog than people are giving him credit for. That Ryan Garcia bullshit is still fresh in their mind. Brian is a strong kid. I believe the hype. I believe he's strong, but I think that Brian may be in a position where he's going to be shocked at how tough Devin is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm leaning towards Devin because I think that Devin is every bit the dog and as strong at a heavier weight that people are not even factoring in. And he does have a chip on his shoulder. Now, can Brian go in there and land something and end shit? Yes. Don't get it fucked up. Yes. But another thing that I'm going to say is Brian's also not a one-hitter quitter kind of dude. Look, I didn't learn shit from that thing in Japan. I didn't learn. I knew that was going to happen. That kid, I had to go find him on YouTube, and I'm watching him. The two things that I saw about him on YouTube, I said, oh, yeah, Brian going to kill this nigga. Because that's not
and you
Devin.
know they don't. All right.
I said, that's not Devin, man. That's not Devin. Brian's going to, and that's just what he did. He knocked 6 months of memory off of his life.
Yeah.
And I'll laugh, but you know that's what he did. You know, so I think I'm gonna go to you in a second, Enoch. I'm trying to go in order.
Yeah.
So I think that with regards to and I'm not talking about us like as a whole talking because we know better. The capes that the media's putting on certain fighters, Pillowfish, Chinny, Scared. And this guy's a power puncher, and then they all get in the ring, and it's like, what happened? Remember, Devin was supposed to lose to Loma, didn't happen. Devin was supposed to lose to Kambosos, didn't happen. Devin fought Ryan. We found out that Ryan was high and cheated. You understand? So it's like it's an organized effort to fuck with Devin, and it's just that Brian Norman is on that list. He was just next. We're being honest because he got to Norman because he was just next. And Norman, based off of what I'm being told, he is a dog. So what you might be seeing is a classic. There is no wrong answer, but the brothers are fighting. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this because this is a boxer puncher versus a puncher. Now, does Brian Norman have a gear where we start seeing some lateral movement that we never seen before? If he has that gear, it's gonna be a long night. You understand? So I'm excited for this. This is what I want. I want boxing. I'm gonna go to Cortez and I'm gonna go to Enoch. Cortez, what up, brother? You up?
What's going on? Can everybody hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at Dev doing exactly what the other guy before this guy said, and I got Dev with the stoppage because he doesn't have to burn and cut down to so much weight. He'll be at his natural strength that we still don't know what his natural strength is because he hasn't had to make weight. He hasn't had to cut so much weight just to make weight. I think at 147, he's going to be very, very more comfortable and who he is supposed to have been probably for the last 3 or 4 years. I believe Brian Norman will go in here and he will underestimate Dev and will get caught with something and will put him in an uncomfortable predicament where he hasn't been and he doesn't have the experience to be able to get himself out against a world-class boxer because, again, there's levels to this game. And when you look at Brian Norman's resume, he has not had a formidable person put in front of him for us to measure and properly give a proper assessment on who he is. So right now, he's just a mystery guy right now that has knocked out a bunch of people that his matchmakers put in front of him to look good in front of. Now you going in here fighting this guy, Devin, who has world-class boxing talent and has world-class boxing experience, and everybody's enamored with the knockout. Everybody still freshly has Ryan's debacle on their brain. And then they also have the ungodly, unruly hate for this man, Devin, and they want to see him lose. So this is exactly where that energy is coming from. When you look at through this with clear vision, I can't possibly say that Norman even has a chance because due to the fact that I haven't seen you with anybody in the ring that has been remotely close to him. Now, we've seen Devin in the ring with Regis. I'm not even sure Brian Norman could beat Regis. So I can't really put a proper gauge on this guy. I believe that Brian will walk into something and it will put him in trouble, and we'll start to begin to see a lopsided fight. And it'll be, I don't know, I got Devin trying to probably coast to the decision after he feels he's wrapped it up and won't try to do too much, because a hurt fighter is a dangerous fighter. And I can see Devin easing off the gas and just coasting to the victory. But I could also see him wanting to really go head on in that mental lapse where he wants to prove something to somebody, and he proves something to somebody, and he goes and he knocks Brian Norman out. I just don't see where Brian Norman can win the fight, other than he just he got the puncher's. Everybody, any puncher has a puncher's chance, but I just can't really see that. I think that Devin not having to cut down in so much weight, I think we're gonna be able to see a spectacular prime version of Devin, and I think he really go head on and take my man to the cleaners.
Yeah, this might be another Canelo Bud situation, possibly. It might be. I never like saying that a fighter has a puncher's chance, because what that means is, outside of landing something big, you're gonna get your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think people understand when they say shit like that, having a puncher's chance. Enoch, salute, good brother.
Salute for sure. And okay, so I'll try to make this quick because it's kind of hard to. But okay, anyway, so Benavidez versus Yarde. Either Yarde will not beat Benavidez by decision. He doesn't. He doesn't take. He doesn't. Okay, one, he doesn't jab enough, and that's a great. And two, he doesn't circle around his opponents. So if you're not going to circle around your opponents and keep angles, then either you, as the naturally bigger guy, hope that your opponent has too much ego, your slightly smaller opponent has too much ego for his own good and tries to bang in the middle of the ring with you, or you use your jab. All right, and that's a great way to pull off upsets against it as well. So he doesn't jab enough, so he's not going to pull off the upset that way. And whether Benavidez will, it's up whether Benavidez will meet him and bang with him. He might do that in spots, but Benavidez has more control of. He can control the bout in more ways than Yarde can control the bout. Just like I was saying before, how Crawford can control the bout in more ways than Canelo can, right? Benavidez also, he may or may not punch as hard as Yarde, but he will definitely outthrow him. And because Yarde's defense is spotty, he will definitely outthrow him and outland him. So Yarde has to be able to hit him clean and really hurt him. And I think Yarde would have to stop him early. Either Yarde would have to stop him early, or David's going to have an easier time with him than he did against Svaztic. Like Svaztic, especially rounds 4 and on, would give David a harder time than Yarde will. Svaztic, he kept using his jab. He didn't land a lot, but keep using your jab, right? The jabs and body work are similar to like the running game in football, right? It over the cumulative effect over time and the way it opens things up for everything else, right? If you stick with it. So the ball is really more David's court than Yarde's court in that regard. Also, this is a WBC bout. This is the WBC title defense, right? So, you already know how the WBC gets down with Mauricio Silly Man, as you call him, and all that. So, David, he's not from Mexico, but he's Mexican. He's half Mexican. So, Yarde's definitely not going to, the scorecards are definitely going to there's definitely going to be some favorable scorecards, especially in the swing rounds. If there's any swing rounds, there's definitely going to be some favor, like there was with the Canelo Crawford bout, right? That nonsense, right? And it's just how they roll. So Yarde really has no chance to beat him by decision. he won't knock him down enough times, and it's the ball's in David's court whether whether his pride will allow him to possibly let Yarde pull off an early upset, like within the first 3 or 4 rounds, stop him. Because also, Yarde loses gas later in rounds. One, like the way his structure, the way he's built, that goes against him, and his points of emphasis in his training, right? So that kind of goes against him. He's a little too muscular for his own good, and against the elite competition in the later rounds, especially. And two, well, wait, two, Yarde might, he tends to he has his he he has his his the guard on in his trunks, like he raises trunks really high, like, so, and like people do that because lots of guys do that. However, it's a give and take, because on one hand it helps protect the area around your belly button, or especially below the belly button. Like, it definitely helps you from getting hurt to the lower part of the body, and because it hides the belly button, so it makes it. But two, it's harder to breathe. It's harder to breathe that way, and the effects of that adds up over time as well. And I think that's a huge part of why Benavidez stopped him. Okay, and then Devin. Okay, I'm wrapping up. And then Devin Haney versus Brian Norman. I'm just a random guy, so I don't have to worry. I can say I'm not part of the attached to any institution or media, so I'll just say it. Brian Norman's on PEDs. All right, so that's
whoa, what?
Yeah, yep, he is. Yep. You know what? I'm not scared of him suing me. Yeah.
Really?
I've been saying that months ago.
Word. I don't. You know what? I don't need him to get caught. I know what I see, and I'm not scared of him suing me or anybody suing me, because I'm not an official part of the media. I'm not attached to any institution. I'm just some random fan. I'll just say he's on PEDs. And also, they don't test for PEDs in Japan either, which is one of the reasons Inoue likes to stay there, by the way. So Inoue is overhyped. But also, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, Brian Norman's on PEDs, and he knows how to cycle well enough not to get caught. So that's why I'm concerned for Haney in that regard. Also, Brian Norman's go-to punches are hooks, and Haney has shown susceptibility to that specific punch. And so and also Brian Norman's a real welterweight. He's a real 147 pounder, and Jose Ramirez and Haney, they fought at 143.5. So this is Haney's first fight at at 147 against a guy who's been there and done that, and who's juicing. And Haney might be, I don't know if he is the only one, but he's one of the only ones, one of the only boxers that pays for his own 365 testing. So Haney's going in there clean, and I'm kind of nervous for Haney, and he showed signs of PTSD. Not surprising, against Ramirez. Not surprising. We'll see how he adjusts this second bout. This second time around, since the Garcia nonsense. But if Haney can if Haney prioritizes defense against the left hook, right? I think he'll pull off the decision. But I'm kind of worried for him because of that. So that's what I'll say about all that. And
all
right. I kind of gotta go. I'm in the middle, but that's all. Appreciate y'all. All right, and I'll catch the rest of the program. I'll catch the rest of the program when I'm back home.
No doubt, bro.
Hey, yo, brother Drew, this Coach Eddie, man. I didn't get a chance to talk about the Devin joint.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, Coach. And after Coach, we're gonna go to Mr. TY down there. I see you, brother. Just hang tight. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, man. I think, like I say, the closer this fight get, man, the more tighter it gets. At first, when it was first announced, I like, man, what the heck is Devin doing? Going again against this hard knockout puncher. But then the closer the fight get, to me, it's getting closer and closer to a 50-50 fight, man, for a lot of different reasons. One reason it seems like Brian Norman Sr. is not focused. He's more worried about drawing Ennis than he is Devin Haney. I said, bro, you ain't fighting Ennis, you fighting Devin Haney. Every time I turn around, you got talking about Boots all the time. Boots ain't even thinking about y'all. So just like the fighter need to be focused, the trainer need to be focused. You worried about the wrong thing. Secondly, I see Devin, man, had a superior jab, and it's a punishing type jab when he wants it to be. You can look at Regis Prograve's face, he was busted up. You can look at George Cambosa's, he was busted up. Devin had respectable power. And sometimes you underestimate a guy's power, that's when you mess around and get dropped. Look at freaking Jaime Munguia. He got stopped by a guy with 4 knockouts. I'll give you another example, Paulie Malignaggi. He dropped Baby Bull Diaz. I don't know if y'all remember him. They used to call him the Baby Bull.
Yes, I do.
And Paulie Malignaggi can't punch himself out of a wet paper bag with scissors in his hand. Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan right there. But yeah, and he dropped Baby Bull. So a lot of times you can overlook a guy, and to me it seemed like I think that Haney Senior is being too dismissive of a fighter, man. That's one of the worst things you can do, because you get dismissive. Just being dismissive causes complacency, and it can bleed over into your fighter. You need to keep your fighter on high alert. Keep them in, like, quote unquote, the danger zone, just like your thumbnail says. Because once that element of danger is removed, you get complacent and you get relaxed. And that's when you get hurt. And I know that from experience. I beat a guy a pro fight. I beat him easy. The second fight, man, that dude came out, hit me with some crazy overhand, and you know, he rocked me, man. I had to tighten up to wait a minute. This dude trying to knock me out. He wants some get back. But I wound up stopping the dude, but I was complacent going into the fight because I had such an easy time in the first fight. And sometimes you can let your guard down, so you have to be on high alert. Devin, I mean, so many examples out there. You can make it's a path to victory for both guys. First of all, you know, you can do a Sugar Ray Leonard or Marvin Hagler type performance if you Devin Haney, but Devin Haney going to have to be brave at some point in time. You're going to have to, you know, plant his flag and have to get down. You know, hey, look, I got to get down for this guy. Yeah, may even have to do something legendary. And those are the moments that you live for as a fighter. That what solidifies you when you have a legendary night, when you're defiant, when you win, when everybody's saying you should lose. You know, and that's when legends are made, when you're born in that fire right there, where it's not a shoe-in, where it's not we know 100% you're going to win this fight. That's what makes a legendary fighter. Bill seemed to be very locked in for this fight. He's not talking as much as usual, which means that Bill recognizes what's in front of him. And Devin is doing everything I see. He's doing what's necessary to win this fight. And he has all the opportunity to win this fight. Just like Norman had all the opportunity to win this fight. Devin keeps him turning, keeps him moving, keeps sticking and moving and getting his respect. You know, he could win this fight. Brian Norman, he has to do his thing. Come out and show some boxing ability, show some aggression, let your hands go, see if you can inflict some damage on Devin Haney. So right now, at this fight, man, to me, it's like a 55-45 type of affair, man. Of course, I'm biased because I'm from Atlanta, so I'm pulling for Brian Norman Jr., but this is not it's not a cakewalk by no means, in my opinion. And just for the brother that accused Brian Norman of being on PEDs, this kid been the same size when he was a teenager. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna put that jacket on him. He's been that guy, like built like that since he was a teenager. Even when he was 15 years old, he was built just like that. The same build. May not have been. Matter of fact, I think he's fighting like at 41 or even sometimes even 52 as an amateur. So he's always had that type of build. So I'm not gonna let that last gentleman put that PED jacket on Brian Norman Jr. I'm gonna land my plane right there.
Yeah, no doubt. I didn't.
I think he on PEDs, and I've been saying he on PEDs. I'm gonna land that one right there.
All right. Well, I mean, look, it wasn't even a topic of discussion for me personally. That's the last jacket I don't want to put on any fighter, to be honest with you. And I'll just say that again. Tay told me about this brother 4 years ago. Four years ago, and now he here. And if I'm hearing the same stories from 4 years ago and it's kind of translating into the pro, then I'll take it for what it's worth. If any fighter gets caught juicing, you already know what I'm going to do here. And that goes for everybody, especially I'll be triple as rough on somebody that I've been supporting. And if they pop, that means you've been out here lying to me. I don't like that. So, whatever, man. I'm not, look, I don't do the drug testing. I'm only going off for when motherfuckers get caught or whatever. Certain things are kind of obvious. If y'all feel it's obvious, who am I to tell y'all? Because y'all might know better than me. I don't know. You know what I mean? But, I'll leave that way it is. Mr. T.Y., you up, good brother. Thank you for being patient. I appreciate you.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, brother. Long time, man. I hope everything is well with you.
Yes, sir, man. We grinding over here, good brother. Thank you so much.
That's love.
Yeah, brother.
Hey, who remembers what Erickson Lubin looked like after he fought Fandora? When he kind of looked like the Elephant Man. I think he had fractured all types of stuff in his face.
Yes, sir.
And nobody was talking the shell shock stuff about Erickson Lubin.
That's right.
When Fandora got flatlined, head bounced off the canvas, nobody said nothing about shell shock when it came to Fandora. But it's always been a deep level of envy for Devin Haney. And I love the fact that you said, Drew, that there's a combined effort in kind of hating on this brother. What's more than planting your flag than fighting your way through Mexico into the big leagues?
There you go.
If that's not planting your flag, I don't know what people have been paying attention to. Yes, the boy has a energetic and brilliant father that helped his career get to the level where he's at, and people are envious of that. He's not no Lomachenko. Lomachenko had tune-ups after tune-ups after tune-ups and still didn't take no fights after a couple of losses. But there's no questions about shell shock about that either. Devin is going to be one of the greats. He is going to be one of the greats, and it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. And I'm not a bandwagon rider. I don't even subscribe to a particular religion. This is how independent I rather be, as far as just not riding no wave.
There you go.
But I do recognize greatness. And when Devin and Norman was having that face-off, and Devin said, "I see it," I believe he saw it. I believe he saw it. And the eyes don't lie. If you put the video on mute and you just watch the energy, I saw it also. And I think Devin is at a point where he is actually grown into his man self. I think Norman is still in the process of growing. Yes, he might have been a big kid full of strength. I don't know about him being on steroids or anything, but anything's possible. But I do see Devin taking this. And I won't be surprised that they will have 101 excuses on why Norman just was never ready. And I feel bad for whatever outcome that might come. If Norman loses, they're going to turn on this kid, just like
that. I hate that part. I hate that part.
Every other melanated superstar, they're going to look for a way to shut you down. And not to sidetrack, just like with Crawford just beat Canelo. Now they want to discredit Canelo, but yet Ennis should step up. Now Crawford is avoiding Ennis. How you going to discredit Canelo but think Ennis is going to be the one to do it?
Yeah.
So it's all just deep envy. I think it's going to be a brilliant match. The jab is going to be a factor. The footwork is going to be a factor, and I think Dev is going to be just as strong. And love and light to the Normans. You know what I'm saying? I respect them all, especially Pops. That boy, that man loved his son.
Is this not supposed to be a celebration?
Hell yeah.
Supposed to be a celebration, man.
Thank you, sir. And I don't want to go on too long, but I see it. This is going to be legendary. This is going to be classic. And just so y'all know, the past maybe 5 years, I've been watching a lot of my fights on mute.
Yes, sir. Yes, I've been doing it for the last 20 years. Believe it or not. Yes.
Thank you. We might be in the same track. My first time noticing it was when they robbed Bernard Hopkins against Jermaine Taylor.
Jermaine Taylor, the first fight.
Man, ever since I heard that narrative and those commentaries, I started muting that shit.
It's all bad.
But yo, let's enjoy this. This is going to be great. And for all the suckers that's putting all this taint and hate on Devin's name and character, fuck y'all. Get your game up. Accomplish something of your own. I land there. Salute.
That ass, man. We supposed to be celebrating. These are two young, hungry, black fighters, both in their prime. I don't think we've seen the best from Devin yet, and I don't think we've seen the best from Norman. We're supposed to be celebrating this, y'all. This is what we wanted. Hello? Fuck all this gangbanging shit. We supposed to be celebrating.
Yeah.
I don't hate the Normans, and y'all know it's DHP over here.
Yeah.
I don't hate the Normans. You know what I mean? We supposed to be celebrating. Hello, let's celebrate. Party.
Hey, Drew, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Drew, what's gonna happen if Norman mess around and get tired in the 6th or 7th round because he can't keep up? What's gonna happen if Devin take him deep in them deep rounds and his body is visibly tired, or he gets tired after 4 or 5 rounds?
Well, before I'm gonna go to Rich right now, but to answer your question, he gonna lose if it ends up like that. He gonna lose. He gonna lose. That's what I was talking about. If Brian has a gear that we don't know about, if we start seeing some lateral movement and he get light on his feet and starts boxing with Dev, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't even know he could do that. But the thing is, does Dev know? Is he prepared for that? And that's what makes this exciting. But I still got Dev winning. But if Brian shows me something that I don't know, I'm be like, oh shit. Now I'm gonna want to see how Dev thinks outside the box. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Mr. TY, you want to add one more thing before I go to Rich? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Back to when Devin fought Ryan, people forget that was a split decision when they thought Ryan won that fight. Yeah. You know, even though he knocked Devin down once and he pushed him down twice, Ryan didn't have no skills to finish Devin. None. Even full of steroids. If you look at the fight, halfway through the fight, Devin was beating his ass to a point where Ryan was bussy rolling. That nigga turned around, stuck his ass in the air, and tucked his head between his legs a few times in that fight. And that's what PEDs are for. That little bit of energy and strength in the late rounds. You know what I'm saying? And that's all Ryan had. He had extra energy, extra strength in the late rounds. He didn't have enough, but he had enough to just to look more active than Devin. But it wasn't a unanimous win. And to me, it wasn't even impressive. You watch it on mute, he was flailing like an angry girlfriend. He was full of that crack juice.
No, you're right. He wasn't I really wasn't. He was supposed to, if he had Devin hurt, he was supposed to have the skill set to put him out, and he didn't do it. He was just
he couldn't.
Yep. And I was there at the fight when the 12th round ended. I had it a draw, and that was no bias at all. I had it a draw.
Thank you.
I had it a
draw. How can Devin be in shell shock and he got a split decision against somebody on steroids? Give them boys some credit.
Bullshit, man.
Besides the iron chin.
Yep. Rich, man, you up, brother?
I think it's gonna be a washout. 9-3 Devin. It's gonna look like Regis Prograde. It won't even be a close fight, I don't think. So I like Norman too, but he can't box with Devin. And I got Devin dropping him in the late rounds.
I mean, are we talking on a Jeff Lacey Kawasaki type of smoking, or less than that, or what? What are we talking about?
Regis Part 2.
Yeah. Oh man. If it looks like that, I'm gonna be shocked myself, to be honest with you.
I'm not even gonna be shocked. I'm telling you, Devin gonna make this look easy. Norman ain't juiced up.
God damn, you think he's juiced too?
No, I said he ain't. He's not. I said he ain't.
You
you hear me, Drew? I said he ain't. Nah, he ain't juiced up.
Okay. My bad. You okay. Yeah. I mean, these two fights right here, bro. I'm looking forward to this, man.
Look, look. If Haney wash him, they gonna come with excuses. But for real, they supposed to be pushing Haney like they doing Boots, who ain't even did nothing.
You ain't lying, bro. And you know, not for nothing, that was gonna be one of my live streams. Why is Boots getting the push that Devin's supposed to be getting? That's one of my streams.
Yeah, Haney supposed to be getting that push, man. Man, they know that.
100%. I agree, man. I agree. Let me move on.
If it wasn't last day, if it wasn't for Mr. 5'5", for real, Haney would be the face of the young. You know what I mean? The up and coming, the next class, Haney would be the face. But you got Mr. 5'5" holding everything up. So
Devin's nose is too ethnic. They don't like them. They don't like the light skins like that. Gotta have a smaller nose and tighter jeans. Yeah.
And a purse.
You up, brother?
Devin look like an old Mac.
What's up with you?
What's good, brother?
Man, I had logged in a couple times earlier, but man, kept on getting some calls and had to handle some business with some stuff. But I was still listening in. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody. Well, salute to you, big bro. You know what I'm saying? What's up to the family? And man, y'all been cooking, man. The whole time I've been doing run around, I ran like 4-5 places and still been listening. But I done made it back to the house now. And I mess with what everybody's saying makes sense. But we was talking about this probably about 2 nights ago, me and some of my homeboys and stuff talking about boxing. And I said the same thing. It's gonna be like, well, in my opinion, Jeff Lacey versus Kawasaki. I seen that, you know what I'm saying, with this fight. But I'm gonna give my predictions real fast if that's cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got Devin stopping Brian Norman before the 9th round, and I got Anthony Yarde stopping Benavidez before the 5th.
Ooh, what? Wait, what?
Hold up.
Yeah, I clicked out. You want me to click back in? Huh?
Pause.
Yeah.
You say you got y'all stopping them win?
Let me repeat it once again for
What
those
the
in the back. I got Devin Haney stopping Brian Norman before the 9th, and I got Anthony Yarde stopping David Benavidez before the 5th.
Dang, the 5th? Yo, bro, if that happens, that's gonna be. Wait, okay.
I'm gonna say this right here.
Before the 5th,
Anthony Yarde is acclimated to that weight. He's been hit by much bigger punches than David Benavidez. He's fought bigger guys. He man, look at who he fought. Ain't nobody really never put this guy and this guy lands some big punches. He hits hard, he's fast, and if he lands something on David Benavidez early, because David Benavidez, like you guys saying, is a bully and not gonna have no back down in him. That's what Anthony Yarde wants. Believe it or not, in my opinion, Anthony Yarde is Benavidez is tailor-made for Anthony Yarde.
You know what, man? I'm gonna say this.
Well, look at me on Yarde.
If Yarde gets any kind of decision and wins it, that's not an upset. If he stops David within 5, hold on, y'all. I need everyone to go on mute for a second. Everybody go on mute. Just go on mute. Just go on mute. Just do me a favor. Just go on mute. Everybody go on mute. Mag.
Drew Titan, what's up, homie?
I'm chilling.
Yeah, I seen the like I don't think Devin's shocked or nothing, like shell shocked or nothing, man. I just think people be putting too much pressure like towards these fighters, man. And like Devin is established already, you know what I'm saying? But I think people gotta just like scale back their like I'm trying to think of the word so people don't get pissed off, but like it's too much pressure, like, you know what I'm saying, on these fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? And Devin is established already, you know what I'm saying? Devin is top, you know what I mean? Devin is Dev the truth, you know what I'm saying? So like I just think people need to just, you know, give him his credit, man. And like if say the pressure comes off of the kid, I guarantee the kid will be 10 times better, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's just people, man. People got too much time on their hands, man. They be pressuring these people, man. And as far as that little like the live that you put up yesterday, I wasn't trying to say like Tank like like killed the girl, bro. I was just telling you. Tank said, "Yo, keep my name out your mouth." You know what I'm saying? I don't talk about you, so don't talk about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's all, man. So, you know, and then people jumping on here talking about he's dumb, he's stupid, all this and that. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta chill out with that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, no, I'm just saying, but like, yeah, Tank cooked her on that, bro. Like, Tank don't talk about these people, man. You know, and people always talking about Tank. So, you know, Tank just told him, keep my name out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting to the bag, yo. You know, and then people all pissed off, you know?
All right.
What's, you know,
You talk about the
what I'm
fight
saying?
with his
What's your
baby
take on that?
mama?
Okay.
Huh?
Who wins between David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde, Mac?
I got David. KO.
David by knockout.
Yeah, I'm gonna say about a 10th round.
10th round knockout. Okay.
Yeah, and then on the Devin joint, I got Devin by split. I mean, decision.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But yeah, but
Salute Mag the champ. What's up with it?
chilling, man. What up with
The
you?
hating him,
He
the
trying to turn
hating
over
him
a
made
new
him
leaf,
say
Drew. He trying
split.
to turn over a new leaf. Mag is the champ now.
Mag
The
7.
hating him made him say split.
No, I ain't no hater, bro. Like, I ain't no hater,
But you a
bro.
hater.
No, I'm
Mag, didn't
not,
you
bro.
say
I
Tank
like
Davis
Devin. You know
make
what
you
I'm saying? I
moist?
like Devin. I just don't think that he's better than Tank. That's all.
Hey,
I
Mag,
Hey,
didn't
like
you
that he's
say
better than
Tank Davis
everybody
listen.
else,
give you
I think, but he's
butterflies?
not better than Tank.
Yeah,
That's
he
it.
He
said
That's
take
he
all.
him
That's the
said
only thing
butterfly.
I'm trying to
Tank
tell
give him
y'all.
butterflies, bro. He
He
said
said
that.
that.
Oh, here we go.
Hey,
Damn, I come on here trying to be cool and then
now
see,
you
Nah,
like,
bro,
man.
he
cool.
said that,
You
homie.
cool. You cool. But the thing is, bro, y'all messing up boxing. Y'all making call outs bad for boxing. Call outs been a part of
No,
boxing since forever, dude. Like you supposed to
no,
call out the top guy.
no. The boxing fans is not doing that. The fighters
There's
are.
no. I'm
I
talking
mean,
about
I'm
you
not
Tank
doing that.
fans. Y'all making call outs bad for call outs been part of boxing. That's what you do.
All right, can I tell y'all this though? Can I tell
Tell
y'all
me
this
why
though?
you
If Tank,
said you get
Hey, Drew, can
butterflies
we
towards
stick
Tank
to the
Davis.
game plan, brother? Drew,
so if Tank,
Uh,
so
can
if
we stick to
Tank,
the game plan, brother?
I'm waiting on y'all.
I want to know why Tank Davis give him butterflies. That's what I want to know.
I don't know what is that? What
He
is
oh
that?
said
my
that.
God, man.
That man
Wait,
said that.
wait, hold on,
I want to
pause.
know why.
Who said
Mag
that?
7 said Tank Davis gives him butterflies, and I want to know why. This is insane talk. I
Mag, is
need to
that
know
true?
why.
Is that
No,
true?
no, no,
Man, you
no.
a
Hold up.
fool,
Wait a
boy.
minute.
That's
Wait a minute.
facts.
Wait
He
a minute.
said it
Wait a
on
minute.
BFTV.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Facts.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, yo. So I can't believe that I gotta do this. Like, this is crazy, yo. So
Mag,
so
did you say
what
that
y'all
for
mean
real?
to tell me that before your favorite fighter fights, right?
Uh,
What y'all's not nervous?
Now,
they,
Clarissa give me butterflies,
Hey,
bro. Why does a
nah,
man
bro.
give you
Stop playing.
butterflies?
See, this is the problem, bro. Stop playing, bro.
I'm not
Come on,
playing, nigga.
bro.
You said
Come
that, bro.
on,
Why
bro.
did you
Like,
say
stop
that?
playing, yo. Stop
Why
playing.
did you
Let's be
say that?
real.
He said
Come on, let's be real
Why
here, bro.
did you
Y'all
say
gotta
that?
stop with this gay stuff, bro. Tank's
Drew, can
not
you
gay,
inter
and the fans are
Drew,
not
can you
gay.
ask this
Can
dude,
y'all
Drew,
stop
please?
doing that?
Drew, can you ask him why he
I
said
mean,
that, please?
Yeah,
I know
I
that's
agree.
all y'all
This should
gut.
be a
You know what I'm
private
saying? But
conversation. If
still,
you
like,
really want to
y'all
know that,
can't
y'all
be
should have a
doing that.
private conversation. Let's keep it boxing, y'all.
He
Let's
said it
keep it
out
Yeah,
loud,
boxing,
so
like,
brother.
you
Let's
need.
keep
bro,
it
man,
Since
y'all
boxing.
he
always
said it
with
out
this
loud,
gay
bro,
talk and
you
shit.
need to say
Hey,
what you
Drew,
thought
Stop
out
man.
doing
loud.
that. Let's keep it boxing, man.
Hey,
Stop with the
yeah, let's
gay
talk
shit.
about boxing.
let's talk
Mm.
about boxing, Drew. Drew, let's talk about boxing.
Yeah, I want to jump in and say that I think the Benavidez fight is going to be good. I'm giving it a 50-50.
Somebody got
I
music
don't
playing
want
in
to
the
say
background.
David's
That's
going to wash
disrespectful,
him out,
fam.
but
I
I know.
got it being a washout.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
No, I
I
just
just
want you
got
to
a
burn
feeling
it
that
in the
Yard is
smell.
gonna he's coming to fight, you know, and it's gonna
It's
be
gonna be
some early.
fireworks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight.
It's gonna be
In respect
fireworks.
to Benavidez, and I see him. He's trying out new stuff. He's fucking with some new trainers. You know, anytime people start messing with new trainers, they try new things and they get caught with new
Someone
shots.
gotta turn that off, man.
Can y'all turn that music off? That's gonna
Yeah,
mess the
turn that
pen. Come
music
on
off.
now.
Yeah, I think Benavidez has been doing some new training, so I don't want him to come out of pocket. I kind of want him to stay in this groove. Yeah, somebody's playing games.
Yeah, but he'll get.
They give me butterflies.
Come on now,
Man,
whoever's
that's
doing that out of
crazy.
If
pocket.
y'all can take his shots, I think it's gonna be a long night.
Y'all niggas ain't
If y'all
doing
can
this.
take his seat.
This is fucking incredible. I didn't just hear that.
Hey
You
Drew,
heard
If
that?
y'all can take his seat.
hey
Hey,
Drew,
somebody crazy.
hey Drew, what you think about that Mason Sam Noakes? Cause Noakes is cracking, man.
I got Mason on that one. I
He
got
can't
Mason
beat Abdullah.
stopping that dude in 4
Y'all know I'm
rounds.
rolling with Abdullah. Y'all know that.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
can't beat
I
Abdullah.
like Abdullah, but you see the way Noakes Noakes is punching.
Now listen. That Brit is punching. But Abdullah got that skill set, and I don't have a lot of faith in those fighters from over there.
Yeah.
It's like they once you take them off their soil, they look a lot different, man.
Yeah.
And they usually don't pan out. For them to pan out, they have to have some great footwork. That's why Loma was so appealing to the eye. That's why Dimitri Pirog was appealing to the eye. You know what I'm saying? That's why, and Josh Taylor was tough, but his footwork wasn't better than Lopez. You know what I'm saying? So this guy Sam, he's cracking, but Abdullah got those tools for him. But he got to be careful. He got to be careful. He got to be real careful.
Right. I always because if you look at the dude who dropped him, if you look at the top 35 pounders, I don't see him dropping them because they're gonna be more defensively responsible. And that's the thing that scared me about Mason. Is he gonna be as responsible? It's a championship fight. It's a game of inches. You got to be responsible.
Let me ask you, is he being moved appropriately or is it too fast?
Do I think Mason being moved appropriately?
Right. Or is it too fast?
No, because of the level of competition he fighting. Nukes ain't just like now. If he was fighting somebody like a Shakur or one of the top dudes, I think it'd have been too early. But I think he can get Nukes. Nukes is about where his level is. Yeah.
I feel weird about Abdullah because he looked like a 12-year-old boy, man. He looked like a little boy, man. Man, hey, that could be my son, man. But,
hey, Drew Titan, I got a question for you, man.
Sure.
Can people tell me what did Shakur do to be like a top guy though? Like I'm confused because
why do you always
fight someone, man? Fight someone.
Fighting, brother.
Fight someone. Fight someone.
You always bring Shakur up, bro.
No, I'm just asking a question because I don't.
Right,
I don't.
We're
I
not
don't,
talking
I don't
about
see
Shakur,
it,
bro.
Let me answer it.
I'm truly just asking a question because I see people always talking about who Tank fought and who Tank didn't, but I'm like,
Tank ain't even part of the discussion.
Let me answer the question. For a while, I was very critical of Shakur's path. Now he's in a position where airplane.
Somebody's background crazy.
Now he's in a position where there is no light work. And his last hoorah was trying to secure the Mellow Yellow fight in which he couldn't secure it. So now, instead of, unification fights that make actual sense. By the way, sidebar, did anyone WBA lift that belt off of him? I don't think they did.
From Tank?
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Nah.
I think what Shakur needs to do is use his boca and get loud about it. You was loud about Mellow Yellow. He's not interested. So now be loud about everybody in your division and try to secure that spot. Be that top guy. Take those belts at 35 and move on. Secure your borders and move on. That's what he has to do, is just remain busy. Close mouth. Remain busy. And if he's next to you, call him out. Lennox Lewis, if you was top 20 and people even spoke your name, he was on your ass. He was on your ass. Jonathan Joe Blow, ranked number 20. I'll knock him out too. No man contest. That was Lennox Lewis. I don't see a lot of these kids doing that today. I see a handful, but not a lot. Everybody needs to be out here doing that. But yo, listen, guys, I got to shut this down. I got to get my day started. It's chest and triceps today. All y'all niggas need to hit the gym at some point. Let's do it. Y'all, I appreciate everybody for coming through. Know what I mean?
Great day, brother. Great day to you.
Great, man. And we need to celebrate boxing, man. These fights are everything. These fights are everything. We need to celebrate the sport. Hell yeah. With that being said, much love and appreciation to all of y'all. Salute, man. Salute to everybody. The Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. Much love. And y'all stay blessed and get some.
Salute to the butterflies.
Stop, man. God damn. Cut it out, man. God damn it. He ain't say that, man. I don't want to hear you.
He said that. I promise you. He said it 2 days ago on BFTV channel. He said
it. Man. Stop. I can't do it.
He said it, bro.
Yo, show's over, man. Bro's on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.